best not miss. What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Shout out to all of my day ones and my stay ones in the building rocking out with us. Yeah, we might as well go ahead and get that ready. Get that ready. You guys know today isn't one of the days where we do a show, but I had some things on my mind, right? I always like putting together, surmises of some of our shows and things like that. Some of the parts where I think that we may have had breakthroughs in our discussions that need a little bit more elaborating on, right? Shout out to all of my people over here on TikTok. And, all of the research that we do, because we have to do research in order to get us somewhere close to, what we're trying to achieve with this show. We're trying to get better results, people, for those of you who didn't know it. We're trying to get better results because there are some of us who stand to believe this dating thing is not as difficult. It's not as difficult as a lot of you guys are making this thing out to be. The main core component associating with the failures of today's relationships, it's greed at an unprecedented level. It's greed at an unprecedented level. Because think about this. Well, actually, all you have to do is assess how you move around in your normal everyday life, right? All you have to do is assess that when you go out into society, you're trying to do whatever you can to get the best that you can for the best that you can. Even when you go grocery shopping, you guys are trying to get the best type. Whoa. Okay. You guys are trying to get the best type of produce, the best type of products for a price that you believe is reasonable, right? Why isn't it the same way with dating? Right? Let's go. We're going to dig knee deep down into this thing today like we got her by the backside. Bang, 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 bang. Have you guys ever noticed the more of something that you get, the less grateful you are of it? Have you guys ever peeped that out? Because I want you guys to understand something. I think that we need to start putting price tags on human beings. I do. Right? And it would start on social media. Because there is something really, really crazy going on. And I'm going to be honest. Again, we love women on this channel. You know what I mean? I have to say that the price tags, if we were to put price tags on human beings, it would primarily be for the women. It seems like the women are the ones who have the hugest problem either being honest or being accurate about their value. Men have never had an issue being honest with it. Why do you think sometimes we go out and we level up and we get our money together? Because there's a certain caliber of women who we want access to, and it's already been made clear to us that we probably won't get access to that caliber of woman without us being on a certain level. So we go do it. We acknowledge it. We don't even care. But what we do see going on at a mass level that is keeping everybody single. Let me see something. It ain't gonna let me accept it. This is crazy. I have to go through this with this Instagram. Is that anybody else with Instagram when people try to come up on your live? Okay. Oh, it's all good, man. Tell me how your weekend is going so far, good brother. It looks like it could be a bad Wi-Fi connection or something. What's your thoughts? Are you here? What are your thoughts on what we're talking about? Like, I believe that if we had a way to put our true dating values on our profiles or on our foreheads, because there seems to be a really, really huge problem where women in particular, I have no business, no shame calling men out on their bull crap, but this is something men don't seem to have a problem with. What we see happening right now is women have a significant problem in accurately assessing their value. Like, you'll have a 300-pound woman who's pissed off that Michael B. Jordan hasn't answered any of her DMs. It's almost as if they don't know who they do and don't qualify for. What are your thoughts on that? Oh my God, please don't tell me, man. I did all that talking for. Jeez. Hey, people, make sure your Wi-Fi is intact before you guys come up here. I'm a single black woman and a homeowner. Well, come on up here then, single black woman who owns your own home. Come on up here. Talk to me, Miss Jamie. Jamay. There she is. Tell me how your night is going. Back to the show, people. But listen, what I'm saying is you guys are horrific when it comes to evaluating yourselves. Imagine having a car lot. Listen to me. Imagine having a car lot and you never know, you have no bar by which you have established how much you're going to sell your cars for. You're just selling them, right? How can you do that? How can you move like that? Well, the honest answer is that you can't. That's why you guys aren't getting bought. It's why you're not getting bought. You're charging too much. Listen, a lot of women who are single moms to multiple children by multiple different men, they are trying to get top-notch men. And we haven't seen anywhere in society where really society is operating like that. People who work at In-N-Out Burger don't usually shop at Hermes. And see, this is what I'm telling you. I think we need to start putting price tags on certain levels of men, right? I think it would be easier for people to tell when they're reaching too far. It would be easier to tell when they're reaching too far. It would be easy to tell when certain people are very far outside of their lane. Because I'm telling you, listen, let's go. Turbulence, people. For those of you not familiar with the show, when you hear that, I'm probably about to ruffle some feathers. It is so crazy in society today. There's no telling the ass ugly women from the drop dead gorgeous women. Women who weigh 250 pounds are calling themselves 10s just like the 10s. It's a crazy world where everybody's just loaded with pros and nobody has any cons. There is no bar that has been set and established that distinguishes a 300-pound woman from a Baywatch model. Everybody gets to say that they are fine. And I'm going to tell you guys something else that further promotes that delusion. All of that damn makeup. Listen, we have saw women who have makeup on their faces They will get on those filters. Listen, I believe this. I don't give a damn, and I'm about to say it. Turbulence, people. Pretty women have a right to be prettier than below average looking women. They were blessed with some advantage. So how come their advantage doesn't get to be looked at like advantage? All because she can go over there and spend $79 and make herself look not as ugly as she was before she put on all of the makeup and the hair weave. See, it's crazy what you guys are doing. You guys are making it to where women who really take men's breaths away, oh, listen, leave it up to women to destroy something as indestructible as dating value. And listen, I believe this is what's taking place too. I believe some people are so unattractive to where they will utilize how unattractive they are, blend it with social media, talk about how fine they are to get away from the reality of how unattractive that they are. But even though I still know that I'm very unattractive, all of the attention that I'm getting now from going viral, this ugly woman saying she's beautiful, the attention that I'm getting right now, it will suffice me. Now my mind is no longer on how unattractive I am because I got a lot of attention. It's like you guys have the ability to take yourselves to a world. And here's what's crazy about this world. You can take yourselves to a world where you can have what you want to have, be who you want to be. The only backlash to it is you don't get the results of it. When you take yourselves with the makeup and all of those things and you turn yourself into who you want to be, you don't get the dating results of the person who you would really like to be. If you take your makeup and try to turn yourself into a 7 or something like that, you're not going to get the dating results that a true to life 7 would get. A true to life 8 is being put up in lofts and things like that. Somebody's literally paying every aspect of her rent just to be on call and things like that. You guys aren't getting that. So it's a type of delusion that you're taking yourselves to. Not only that, it is preventing you from being able to get locked in. Listen, it's preventing you from being able to get locked in with the true to life good person you're really supposed to be with. Why? Because you guys put that makeup on and we don't even look at you like you're as bad as you think you look with the makeup on. We have women. I go to my homepage. There's women who already have makeup on. They're even putting the filters on top of the makeup they already have on. And you'll see people going to their new profile picture saying, "Girl, you are so beautiful." And she'll be like, "Thanks, y'all." Woman, you are 90% AI filter. It is a crazy thing that you guys are doing out here. It is a crazy thing that you guys are doing. And the longer you stay stuck in that delusional place, listen, the longer it will be until you receive any type of results that really come from putting in real dating work. Let's go.
What's crazy is that these single moms actually think they have a lot of options, but they have the audacity to expect men to have no kids, be well established, and come in and scoop them up. Meanwhile, they got 3 baby daddies, 4 kids, and a low-income job.
Tell me how your night is going.
Thank you for allowing me to join the line. So, what about the women that don't wear makeup? Like, where does that put them?
That puts them in at an advantage because if you're not wearing all of that makeup, give me a second. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
If you're not wearing all of that makeup and stuff, then that means whoever you attract in your real form, that person, the fact that they came to you in your real form is going to get you closer to a person who's naturally attracted to you for real. Versus if you attract me and you have all of this stuff on, I'm not really attracted to who you really are because that's not who you really are. And then more times often than not, when I do see you without the makeup and things like that, it's a letdown, and I can't view you the same way. Do you see what I'm saying?
So you're saying that women put on costumes and men are attracted to the costume, and when they take the costume off, the men don't know who they are. That's not who they're attracted to. So it's not genuine.
Right, but here's what else happens. That also determines how we treat you as women. It determines how we treat you because we get pissed off, to be honest. Hopefully this works. We get pissed off and we get offended because you were dead wrong. The difference is usually so drastic to where we get pissed off and we get offended. And when I say that determines how we treat you, now I just want to smash probably every couple of months. Listen, let me ask you something. I want to ask you something, man. I want to ask you something. So my grandmother, this is just a programming that has been in my head. This is a programming that has been in my head since if 7 of the grandkids come in the house and say, Granny, Stacy was out there throwing rocks at her car. And I say, no, I wasn't. My grandmother would look at me and say, so all of them got it wrong and you got it right. And it shaped my perspective to be more leaning towards the side that holds the most logic, right? So my question to you is this. With all of the things that African American men are saying, numbers of African American men are saying about African American women's behavior and things like that, do you think all of these African American men are just got together, made this up, and just lying?
No, I think, and I'm gonna just be honest, I don't think the women listening to the men no more.
I agree.
I think
And,
that
but listen, here's the
I don't
problem.
know why, like for some type of self validation or something, it's definitely something though. I
You're
think that
100% on. They have embodied, listen, African American women have embodied feminism at a higher level than the original creators of feminism. They want separated from their men. But here's the problem. Now, here's why I brought all of this up to you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how uncomfortable do you think most men are dating a woman who has children? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 meaning they would really be uncomfortable. That doesn't mean that he won't still do it, but I'm saying how uncomfortable on a scale of 1 to 10 do you think it makes most men to date a woman with children?
probably about at least a 5 or 6.
Sweetie, it's around an 8. It's around an
Uh,
8. It's we don't like it. In the animal kingdom, when lions overthrow a pride, they wipe the kids out. They mutilate the kids because they don't want any remnants of the former king lingering along in this pack. Men
I
feel the
get
same way.
I get that. I agree. I do.
And so here's what we're talking about tonight. I believe this. I believe there needs to be a standard set for certain calibers of people. Listen, a man who's 6'1" or more, a man who's very handsome, a man who does well financially, a man who is faithful. That is what you call a whole man. Now, what we're struggling with is how women who have multiple children by multiple different men, they're not very feminine, but more masculine. How does that woman qualify for a whole man? Not everybody is qualified for a whole man. Not everybody qualifies to go purchase a Bentley.
She doesn't qualify for that man, but that man would probably prefer her over a woman that is self sufficient, independent, and will not allow him to lead, nor will she listen to him. A lot of self sufficient, independent, financially secure women, they're not going to allow him to lead
I
them.
agree.
They feel like they've done it all themselves. So they're not looking for a leader, they're looking for a partner.
I agree.
But the woman with 3 children that does not have anything, that needs financial assistance from a man and needs emotional support from a man, she's going to let him lead her.
Well, here's the thing too about it. Here's the thing about this too. Men are traditional minded. We have not really strayed that far away from our traditional teachings and upbringing. That's why we still pay for the meals. That's why we still open car doors and things like that. Men don't want shot callers, not for long term. It will be hard to get a woman who is a shot caller, a big boss, holds a high position at her career. It would be hard to turn her into what resembles a classy, respectful woman to us. And men won't act right if you are not holding your position as a woman right. It's unattractive to us. We are very attracted to feminine women. These are the women who we have always been willing to give our lives for, not these new masculine women.
Well, you may have to accept the woman with a few children.
No, we don't. There's 3 million more women in America than there are men. Men have a buffet, the world's biggest buffet you've ever seen. Why do you think, listen, so when you guys get into it with the guy you've been seeing or whatever, and he disappears for quite some time, do you know where these men are disappearing to? They're disappearing over into that reservoir of 3 million plus more women there are in America than there are men. If you lined up everybody, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, by the time you ran out of men, you would still have 3 million more women.
I think the gender wars is horrible.
Well, it's not a gender war, it's a rebellion. African American women have rebelled against African American women and men in public eye, in front of everybody. I don't always agree with what he said, but Charlie Kirk said that himself. African American women divorced black men and married the American government. If you want to know who someone belongs to, look at who they get their shelter from. Look at who they get their food from. Look who they get their protection from.
Some of them married themselves. It's a lot of them, and they're on these apps, and I'm saying them, but with a lot of women, and they're bragging about it and expressing their joy and happiness because they're complaining about the man, saying that they don't have to come home and listen to him or cook for him. They worked 16 hours. They went and did all this college and got all these degrees, and they rather go have brunch with their girls.
But listen, here I want to point out the downfalls of that to you. By everything that you just described, do you think families and communities are built like that?
I know it wasn't. That's why I said
you can't build families and communities like that, which means we have to start DIYing off. Because we have women who have forsaken their natural given God-ordained role, and they want to be many versions of men. They want to stay out till 3 a.m. in the morning. They want to take home. We have had women come up on this show and admit that they want to take home whoever they want to take home, and they can do it because men can do it. But men and women are not the same. Women cannot have casual sex like men can without the woman breaking mentally and psychologically. Things happen to you guys. When you have lots of sexual partners, things happen to women.
Okay, so what you're saying is these women that's so self-sufficient, independent, financially secure, and all this kind of stuff, they're not doing it to just be by themselves. See, I thought they was just doing it.
No, they don't want to be. Listen, they don't want to be by themselves. They don't want to be by themselves. What they want is they want to be able to misbehave and do the city girl stuff with a man who will put up with it. But the average man who truly is a man, he's not going to put up with that coming home at 3 a.m. He's not going to put up with you were in there in the bathroom, supposedly on the toilet, but you seem to be having a strong conversation with somebody. Listen, what else he's not going to put up with? African American women are hypersexual, so they usually have multiple sex partners. Let's imagine that at least three. The reason that we know this. Listen, the reason we know this is because.
You said African American women are hypersexual. African American women practice celibacy and abstinence a lot. You said hypersexual.
People, she just said African American women.
That's what the girl said.
Listen. She just said African American women are practicing celibacy. Okay, so listen, let me ask you this. Did you know that since 1974, African American women have been to the clinic 19 million times and had fetuses sucked out of them, and still have close to 60 something percent multiple children by multiple men? Ma'am, that's coming from an awful lot of sex. An awful lot of it. I'm going to say this again so you can understand it. Since 1974, African American women, you know what it's called? It's called the AB. African American women have went to the clinic 19 million times and had 19 million fetuses sucked out of them premature.
You know what? I'm just all confused and been left out of the loop because I thought that the reason that, this self-sufficient, independent, financially secure, get all of these degrees was because we didn't want to have to hear certain stuff or answer certain
Okay, but hold
questions.
on. Let me say this to you. And I
thought it was really because
listen,
we
hold on.
hold on.
Don't make me mute you now.
We wanted to just cheat.
You're muted. You got to hold on when I ask you to hold on. Here's what I'm telling you. They did want to rebel against the order that our grandfathers had over our grandmothers. Here's what I believe firmly. I believe my grandmother is known to be a saint where I'm from, right? And some of yours is too. I believe even my grandmother would have been a hoe or a bust down had not it been for the governing, the way that men were governing the women back then. They weren't allowed to act out their inhibitions. They weren't allowed to go get a train ran on them. They weren't allowed to. He knew where she was going to be each and every hour of the day, right? The reason that we know this is because once African American women got all of their rights, they took an 80% marital rate all the way down to 17%. All the way down to 17%. And listen, the worst part about all of this is when they bucked against their own men and left their men, they left structure. And now what you see today in African American women and the rumors about their reputations is a large mass of people who are moving without any guidance, without any structure. They're almost like children just doing whatever they want to do. That's why approaching 70% of African American women have multiple children by multiple men. Unmute yourself, Miss Oakley. Touch your microphone down there. You have.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm just like, I'm so in shock because I really thought that all of these women was doing this just because they just wanted to just be by themselves. Yes, I get the rebellion part. They don't want to listen to a man, but I thought the whole reason was to not be with no man. You saying they doing it so they could be with multiple men. I thought it was they don't want to be bothered with nobody.
No. Listen, so they did a survey amongst women, right? They did a survey amongst women, and 50 to 70% of women who are currently in relationships admitted to already having a backup plan in case this relationship doesn't work out.
The backup plan is having their own money, sir, so they don't have to deal with it again.
But that's not enough for women. That's not enough for women. They need the money. They need another nigga in case this relationship doesn't work out. Because listen, here's why I'm gonna tell you. Listen.
If it don't work out, I think we just want to be able to take care of ourselves.
Okay, so if what you're saying is true, hold on. If what you're saying is true, why are
Grandma was stuck with him, okay?
If what you're saying is true, why are all of these men finding out that they're not the father of children that they have raised for 30 years? It doesn't even matter if they're millionaires. All of these men are finding out that children that they thought was theirs for 30 years are not theirs. It means even when these women are in serious relationship, they're allowing their lovers to nut inside of them. I understand cheating is a part of the world, okay, but if you're going to cheat, you're really going to let a man go raw and you're married? Go ahead, unmute yourself. Touch your microphone, unmute yourself.
These women that you speak on, they must be on another planet.
I think there's some of them are your niece, some of them are your nieces, some of them are your sisters. You just don't know about it apparently. It is a man-made culture called the black culture. This is not who we are. Black people are actually very respectful and dignified people. But they were able to tell our daughters and even our sons to behave a certain way through the music. And look at the song Young Miami has out right now. Where my scamming ass niggas at? Listen. Let me ask you something. Based on what you know about men, on a listen, on a scale of 1 to 10, how valuable would you say, based on what you have seen in your lifetime, how valuable on a scale of 1 to 10 would you say women are to men?
How valuable are women to men?
Yes. Think about all the things we've done for women. We spend money on them, everything. On a scale of 1 to 10, how valuable are women to men?
I really don't know. Women got their own money now. It's not
No,
like
listen, hold on. Here's what I'm saying. Women have always been able to have a man's nose wide open, right? We are crazy about women. We are genetically hardwired to be crazy about them. We are willing to step in front of a bullet for them. Now, my point is this. If men are that crazy about women, what do you think the men will conform into if they're being told that the only men who are going to do well with beautiful women are men who are scammers, men who are street niggas? They will gravitate. They will start doing that dumb shit.
Wait a minute, but that goes back to what I said about great grandma. See, and that's what I'm saying.
Great grandma in the club. Great grandma getting trains ran on her tonight. What's today? Saturday? There are some grannies who will be having trains ran on them tonight. And it will be 50 years old.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Granny gone. You can hang that up. Granny gone. Big mama gone.
Wait. I think what happened, there's a gap. Some kind of way it's got to be fixed. Because I think what happened, if you listen to Young Miami's story, she does the interview and she talks about how she watched her mom go through things. She watched her grandma.
Hold on real quick. Shout out to my brother KP supporting the show over here. I appreciate the love, my guy. He said if everyone's a 10, then no one is. Go ahead.
I think that's the issue. And I think that has to be addressed.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna go left with this real quick. Turbulence, people. I have a question for you. A woman who is 300 pounds, below average looking, and has 3 children by 3 different men, on the dating market, is she of the same value as a woman who is very fit, very feminine, above average looking, and has no kids?
She not, but she the one that keep a man because she tolerate anything. The woman that's feeding and shaping into self-love.
Okay, listen. Let me say this to you. Hold on. What you're saying, it makes sense, but the bad part about it is that's not what's happening in the black community. In the black community, stop. In the black community, women who weigh 300 pounds, have 3 children by 3 different men, are not feminine but masculine, are calling themselves 10 and demanding the highest of treatment by men. She ain't got no man. She getting busted down.
Well, man, she married. What you talking about?
So you believe the ratchet, overweight women are getting married in the black community?
Cook and sacrifice loving herself, goes on the job, take care of the man and take care of the kids and do whatever he say. Baby, she got a man. That woman that go to the gym, that woman that got that degree, she the one that don't got no man. Because a man is intimidated by her because she love herself too much. She not gonna sacrifice loving herself to love
Listen,
him.
hold on. Let me say something to you. I want you to understand this because you don't understand this. In different cultures, people are raised up in different cultures. In the African American culture, most of our women are masculine, tough, wheel kicking niggas' ass, and this and that. In other cultures, they weren't raised inside of the dysfunction that we are. So there's other cultures where those women who are going to the gym, they are very soft, they're very cooperative, they're very feminine, they're very fit. It's literally look at the Asian community. How often do you see an obese woman in the Asian community? Look at the white community. Look how soft. Look how nice, right? Our women have been through some circumstances that turned them into mean people. They have multiple children that they have to raise by themselves, so they're going through a lot.
They grandma tolerate everything, and that's what I was saying about young Miami. She did an interview about that, and that's what a lot of, as you said, African American women have experienced the same thing, and so there's a gap there that just needs to be closed.
No,
Women are just
what
saying
we
they're
need,
not
African American women should not have been African American women should not have been given equal rights. It's really that simple.
So women's liberation shouldn't have been for African American women.
No, and I say that as a man who cares about African American women. I want to be able to brag to some of my associates who belong to other cultures. I want to be able to silently brag to them that our women are the most feminine. Our women have least kids out of wedlock. We don't, and it's not going to happen because our women are off of the chain right now. Like dogs who have been locked up for years and somehow the chain broke one day, that dog will go everywhere and do everything it's big and bad enough to do, which is why so many of our women have multiple children by multiple men. I'm not saying don't give them any rights. I'm not saying don't treat them good. I'm saying if men were given 100% rights, the women should have been given 50% rights.
I think that so many women have multiple children by multiple men is because they're looking for the love that they lack from their father.
Sweetheart, do you know how sweet you are? Bless your heart. He's sweet. He's sweet, though.
They're looking for that fatherly love because listen to what you're saying. If she got children by multiple men, then that means a man left her. A man left her mama. A man left
No,
her.
that doesn't mean that. That means that that's the story that you guys. No, hold on, no. That doesn't mean that. That means that's the story that you guys like to project. You guys don't like to project the story where it's just now coming out that your dad finding out that you wasn't his biological. Nobody likes to talk about mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Everybody likes to paint men as the villain, but the truth of the matter is, of those surveyed, of those tested, close to 50-some-odd% of the women in the black community who got tested. Listen, did you know that the Maury Povich show was real and backed by real data? These women really are getting pregnant by other people while they're married.
I'm not saying that the man is the villain or the father is the villain, but I am saying that wherever he laid his hat was his home. So he had multiple homes.
That's not true. When grandfathers used to cheat and things like that, they still stayed with our grandmother. They just went over across town and they didn't live with the woman. Our grandfathers, it was always known who their main woman was.
They had children with the neighbor though.
Oh my God.
The woman across the street.
Listen, but let me ask you this. I want to ask you this. I believe that we have a huge problem right now of women who don't know how to accurately evaluate themselves. Because even very unattractive women who have done significant amounts of dating damage to themselves, they're requesting the same type of men that very well-kept women are requesting. And that can't be true on both sides. 10s get 10 outcomes. But what's happening is we have a large influx of women in the African American community it's the single women who are causing trouble in the black community. They're causing all of the trouble. And we have a large influx of them because they don't know that a lot of them really qualify for the guy who works out at In-N-Out Burger, but they're yelling out for the guy who makes $150,000 a year. And the reason they're doing that is because they're on social media, going to Derek Jackson's page, Yada Awakening page, Chris Perry's page, Ace Metaphor's page, and these guys are telling women who weigh 300 pounds that they are perfect 10s. And you guys are eating that shit up, and therefore when a modern day trash truck driver approaches you, you think you too good for him. You don't know he's too good for you. That man who drives that garbage truck, when that man came to you, that was an answered prayer by God.
Wait a minute, you said Yada Awakening. Yeah, Yada Awakening tell him if he ain't paying at least $50,000 per child, don't date him, he's trash.
Yeah, and the average African American man makes around $47,000 to $49,000 a year. Where the hell am I gonna get $300,000? This is what I'm telling you. All of it is crazy to us. It's crazy because you guys keep going to these channels, but you don't even use common sense. You guys don't do this. When he tells you, sis, he wasn't worth your time. Sis, trust and believe. It was his lost life. Some of you guys know that you slept with your man's little brother, but yet and still you run right to Yada Awakening's page and let him tell you that you're the victim. And you do it for years. You guys would be rather be told a pretty lie than the harsh truth. And that's why we don't see many African American women growing and evolving. You can't marry your money however well you do with that. You can't marry your money. Your money can't comfort you later on. So here's what I propose. I
like
believe.
some of his teaching, but I don't know if it's all, accurate. I know a lot of people get on these apps and they portray a certain life.
Yada Awakening has a criminal background right now for whooping his own woman. But the women who go to his page, they don't even care about it.
See?
And he'll tell you that a man who puts his hands on a woman is less than a man. Meanwhile, you can pull his rap sheet up right now. Listen, what I'm saying to you is this. African American women are absolutely 100% emphatically, I'm not going to say destroying the black community. Some of the greatest thinkers have already concluded that the damage that has been done to the black community by these fatherless children, we don't even have enough time remaining to repair the damage. Look at how look at how these young girls are turning out. Look at how nasty and atrocious these young girls are turning out.
If I just take the blame for the African American woman and say, okay, we did it. We wrong.
That wouldn't even help. We would need, you know what true repentance is? True repentance is to say sorry and then refrain from that behavior.
Okay, well, we apologize. on behalf of the African American woman, we apologize for all that we've done to destroy the community, to break the community down. Now we want to repair, we want to build it up.
You know how, listen. Do you know how we rebuild it? You know how we rebuild it? African American women are going to have to start approaching their men. And I'm talking about literally approaching their men. Listen, you may not like the way this sounds, but listen to what I'm saying. You guys have done so much damage. You guys have hurt your reputation so bad for being known as the angry black woman, for being known as masculine, for being known as combative. You know what African American will have to do to start dating black men at a high level again? They would have to start approaching black men and fighting for that spot in that black man's life.
Black women saying that they are the high quality man now. They the man with money. They not looking for men with money no more. They saying they the new man with money.
Well, here's the thing. The bad part about that is, the money is the least thing that they need to be worried about. What African American women need is leadership right now. Because to hell with the money if you've been ranked. Listen, are you aware that African American women, listen.
African American man gonna hit them upside the head.
That's what they need.
Don't want to be led.
That's what.
Never talk to me like that again.
Shout out to my brother Lawless over here supporting the show, rocking out with us. My brother Lawless said, why every time a black woman who is having trouble with dating is always considered intimidating to men? Jesus, the delusion and form of denial, accountability. And see, listen, here's what I want to tell you to see if you'll agree with this. Do you believe that black men are the scapegoats from any of black women's failures and bad decisions? Anything that you accuse black women of, you know what you're going to hear? Yeah, but the black man did this. What about the men? That's what you're going to hear. You're never going to hear, I did do that, and I have to do better.
Accountability myself. The black man ain't do nothing. I did it myself. I did it. I take the blame, and I'm apologizing on behalf of all the African Americans. Because we did it. We wrong, and we did it, and we destroyed the community, and we have failed our community. And now we want to repair it. On behalf of the African American women of the community. We want to repair it. Now, we don't want to be slaves and servants. We don't want to be subjected to physical abuse.
But listen.
We're not financially.
But listen, hold on. Let me ask you something. Do you remember your grandfather?
My grandfather's still alive.
Okay, is he a good man?
He's awesome.
Okay, so if your grandfather is awesome like my grandfather was awesome, why do you guys have this awesome, terrible depiction of men in your mind? We don't want to be slaves. We don't want to get hit on. Apparently, your grandfather wasn't that type of man. So what is it outside of the movie The Color Purple and the sequel? What is it that has you guys viewing black men as so terrible?
Everybody grandfather wasn't like that.
A lot of them were. A lot of Mines was a cheater, but he held down generations of families with his paycheck. He looked out for my auntie's kids. He looked out for his own kids. He looked out for his wife. His house was a place of refuge. We were able, listen, that house, hold on. I said, hold on. That house, hey, stop, hold on. That house was a place of refuge for people who may have been going on hard times, ups and downs in their life for 70 years. Do we have headquarters like that anymore in the black community? No. Because they've been dismantled. Because women wanted to go out and see how it was to let Jamal grab her from behind and because she liked Jamal because Jamal, his thing ain't that big, but it's wide, right? But she can't get rid of Tay-Tay neither, because Tay-Tay thing is pretty long, and he know how to do circular motions and rub up against her uterus just right. But listen, now she also can't get rid of Glocktavius. Glocktavius likes to get rough with her. You see what I'm saying? And Glocktavius actually got a little bit of money. So what you guys are stuck with is clusters of rosters, and it makes it more and more difficult for you guys. The more people you have in your rosters, the more difficult it becomes when you bump into somebody meaningful and it's time to say, I just wanted to call you and let you know we can't do what we've been doing no more because I met somebody. You're not going to say that to all three of those people. I've tried to change my life before. Several times I tried to change my life, but my rosters were too big. I'm not going to call this one right here. This girl is gorgeous, and every time I'm around her, she takes my breath away, and she do what I asked her to do. And this one over here, she serves this purpose. That's the danger in acquiring that roster in the first place. You guys were designed for one man. Did you know that? Did you know that you guys were designed for one man? So how come you guys aren't acting right?
I don't know. I told you, I thought they was being single, abstinent, and celibate.
Hey, people, she said she thought black women was being single and celibate. So listen.
At least that's what's being portrayed in the community.
That's not what's being portrayed. We see loud and clear. We see loud and clear what's going on. We see hella bastard little babies that don't know how to act. By the time they turn 9, they know where to go get an extender clip from. By the time they turn 10, they qualify to be YNs. And you have every right to be scared of them. Where do you think these hellified babies are coming from if you think that African American women have been sitting back being celibate? How do you think they push the STD rate up as high as they have if they sitting back being celibate? How do you think all of these men are finding out children that they raised for 25 years aren't theirs if African American women are sitting back being celibate, minding their own business?
It may be the younger generation of them.
It ain't the younger generation. The younger generation is supposed to be getting led and taught by the older generation. Where do you think they're learning all their bullshit from? In the African American community, listen, in the African American community, women don't stop partying until around the age of 55 and 60. Women in the African American community still going to the clubs at the age of 50. Do you agree with that?
60?
Listen, ma'am.
You gotta be kidding me.
Ma'am, if you go to Facebook dating and you have a man's profile and you see all of these women on Facebook dating who are 60 and 70 and in one instance 78 years old who are willing to get down for a one-night stand, it will blow your mind. You guys have lost your place. You lost your place. The place you were supposed to be in at this age, the bus has already left. You guys made it to the bus late. The maturity bus. Listen. You guys made it to the maturity bus late. So you don't get to mature. You're 50 years old still acting like you're 35 years old, even though your body doesn't look 35 years old, even though your poontang isn't in the shape that it was when it was 35 years old. Even though now you have multiple children you can't do what you used to could do back then. But at 50 and 55 years old, black women are still trying to do it. You can't convince me you don't know any women who are 50 years old who aren't still down to party.
I thought they was at church. Now I know they go to concerts and
Hey, guess what? They are at church. They are at church. Guess what they doing at church?
Bang, 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 bang. Daddy,
They was at the comedy show.
bang, bang, bang. Daddy, bang.
Eddie Griffin and the people like that.
Ma'am, these women are doing the booty in cars next to the comedy show.
That's like, wow.
So listen, tell me how old you are. Tell me.
I'm 39.
You ain't no daggone 39.
I'm 39 years old.
Okay, are you married?
I'm single.
Tell me why you single.
I'm chosen to be.
No, you wasn't chosen to be. You did some bullshit.
I did not.
Okay, so listen, when was the last time you were in a long-term relationship?
I don't consider it to be a relationship. I consider it to be a situationship. It lasted about 2 years. And I finally ended it.
Hold on. Tell me why you ended it.
It wasn't going nowhere.
Okay, so listen, if you let something turn into a 2-year situationship, you couldn't have been hella prioritizing it being more than a situationship.
I wasn't.
Okay, so why you gonna get rid of this man for following along to your blueprint? He was just doing what he was told to do.
I didn't get rid of him. I never.
She said, I ain't getting rid of him. I'm getting my hair done right now, and he coming over later on.
Say good night to the bang, bang, bang. Daddy, bang.
This is the hottest show online. So listen, do you have any intentions? Listen, do you have any intentions on getting married?
I doubt it.
Okay, well that's cool then. You can just stay.
Bang, bang, bang. Daddy, bang.
You can stay doing your thing with your situationship. How many niggas you got on your roster?
I don't have any.
Sweetie, come on now. We've been telling the truth so far.
Why does a woman have to have a man? I don't understand that.
Because look at y'all's behavior when y'all don't have one.
You know, a guy on my job, one of my jobs, told me that the other day. He said, I know you got a man. You probably like a trick. I said, I am the trick.
Ooh, I love it. Listen, our show yesterday was about that. Listen, let me say this so everybody hears this. Today's show, what we're talking about, if women have children, if women are over the age that men typically find attractive, if women are overweight, shout out to Joseph over here rocking out with us with the cash app, my brother. Listen, did you know that those of you who are overweight, those of you who were born average or below average looking, those of you who have some of the things about you that even you know men would find kind of irritating, did you know you guys could still score? Listen, if you know the value of a man, if you know the value of having a man in your house when you come home, take care of a man. How about that? What's wrong with taking care of? What's wrong with getting you? Tyrone, he cuts the yards in your neighborhood, but you can look and tell Tyrone used to be handsome, right? If you have done well for yourself financially, what is wrong with you shortcutting the laws of the universe and getting you a man, even though you did some things to yourself that disqualified you from getting a man? When you had that whole phase all them years when you was young, when you put on all that weight, those things disqualify you from being able to get a man. But there's a shortcut that you can take to get one anyway. What's wrong with taking care of a man?
Why do we have to have a man? That's what I want to know.
Because you're getting busted down when you don't have your own. You guys are flopping from cock to cock to cock, and that's how our STD rate is rising.
Wow. What if we not?
I'm telling you, the numbers say you are. Are you kidding
But
me?
I'm not. But so why do I have to have a man? I don't understand it. And I also see where men associate a woman's success or material things with her having a man. They've been telling me that too. You drive that kind of car because a man got a
Hey,
man.
listen. Did you know this? Listen. Did you know that men don't care about a woman's money? Did you know that?
Yes, but so why if
Listen,
a woman
hold on. Let me help you understand what men care about in women. We care about your shape. We care that you are a very sexual person. We care how your face looks.
I got a dog. Somebody said I got a dog or a cat. I have a dog. I have a Pouchon.
Okay.
She weighs 3 pounds. I have a dog.
Hopefully that dog can't do for you all of the things you need a man to do for you, hopefully.
I need a man to do something for me?
When it's time for your panties to come down, what do you resort to? Tell me.
Nothing.
Oh, you do? When's the last time you've been touched by a man? Let's talk about it if we're going to talk about it.
It's been some months.
Now, how long it's been now? You told me you had a lover. Let's go.
I told you I ended it some months back, so it's been a long time.
Tell me how long, how many months?
Probably about 6 or 7.
Okay, so hold on. No. Hold on. So here's what we gonna do. Me and you gonna stay in touch with each other, and me and you gonna pinky swear right now that you simply don't need a man. So I think me and you, yeah, we stay in touch with, and you should just go celibate, and you should just leave men alone for the end of your days. Cause you don't need no man for nothing.
I just want to know why do I need one?
I'm telling you, is it okay for us to make this agreement that you will not be bothering men no more for the rest of your days? Because see, if you can't find no use for no man, I'm asking you to let him alone.
I don't mess with him. I don't bother him.
Okay, so you're not going to be touched by a man in the next 50 years, right?
I can't say that.
I know that's right. So that'll let you know what you need with a man. Listen, what kind of car you... Hey, hold on. Sis, I'm going to get technical with you since you wanted to go there. What type of car do you drive?
I'd rather not say. It's a luxury car, but a
okay.
man didn't buy.
Hold on. When is the last time you took that car to get serviced?
About a couple of weeks ago, but I've got to take it to get serviced again.
Okay, that's fine. When you took it, what type of bra? What type of bra did the woman wear who serviced your engine?
It was a man.
Oh, it was a man. You talking about one of them ones you don't need? Is that what you talking about? I know that's right.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
A man.
Let me help you. Let me help you shortcut this. Men are irreplaceable. We cannot even be copied. There is no equivalent for a man. The things that men do cannot be measured in value. We build cities. We install plumbing.
Well, it's not a Cadillac.
It doesn't matter. I'm telling you. Listen. I'm going to wager this. I'm going to wager this to you. The reason that African American women are behaving so poorly in America is because of the question you just asked. You don't even know the value of a man. I guarantee you, the overwhelming majority of women who are in marriages have way better reputations than single women. The overwhelming majority of women who are in marriages, I guarantee you, their lives are more financially secured than the single women. What do you bet? I guarantee you the overwhelming majority of women, I don't have to guess because there are studies on it. Married women are more protected than single women are too. Did you know that? Since you want to ask why you need a man, because you guys, when you guys separate, you ask me, why do you need a man? Hold on. Here's what we do know. Here's what we do know. Since African American women have been divided from black men, you have been ranked by multiple surveys as the most undesirable group of women on planet Earth to date. And even black men acknowledge that it's the truth. Meaning, when you guys got far away from what you weren't supposed to get far away from, you broke as human beings. You malfunctioned. And now people in society are scared of you. People in society are scared of black women. People are scared to speak to you in the grocery stores. You guys are going into these salons, getting manicures and pedicures, jumping up, running out of the door as soon as the people are done. You're going into these beauty salons, having these people do your hair, getting up and running out, stealing the service. You guys are hell on wheels without the leadership of men. You don't see that yourself?
I see some women
Listen,
like that, but not all.
75% of you can't get married. 75% of African American women can't get married. And they're looking for that number to drop more in the next 3 years.
Can't get married.
60% of you have, more than 60% of you have multiple children by multiple different men. I'd like to wager that you need the leadership of men more than any other demographic of women on planet Earth.
Wow.
I want to ask you something. What do you think has to be done? What do you think a group of people have to do in order to become ranked by multiple surveys as the most undesirable group of women on the entire planet to date? What I'm telling you is, let's go there. Turbulence, people. There are no group of men who want black women. None. Meanwhile, African American men have been ranked the most desirable man on the entire planet of Earth by all races of groups. Black men can date across the entire color spectrum effortlessly. We can date Latinos. We can date black women. We can date white women. We can date Asian women effortlessly. So hold on. So you can't blame it. You can't blame it on racism because black men are the same color as you, yet we have a different ranking and a different value to society than you do. It's your behavior. People don't like your behavior. People don't like how you raise your kids. People don't like that you have so many kids all the damn time.
I'm outside of the box, so some of it I've seen and I can understand it, but I cannot say that I absolutely relate to some of what you're saying. I have seen it.
How can you be on a social media app right now and not have came across everything that I'm telling you? But listen, did you know that African American women are lightweight, the driving force behind social media? People know this. African American women's behavior is so repulsive that people know all they have to do is go get some podcast equipment, go buy them a laptop, and there's so much content online of bad behavior from black women that they know that they can make tens of thousands of dollars a month just by doing reviews of how bad black women's behavior is.
What's shocking me right now? I'm gonna be honest with you right now because I have noticed this, and I've been calling it gender wars, but I'm going to even narrow it down a little bit. I'm calling it gender wars because when I say that, I'm saying in regards to our community, the African American community. But right. I have noticed this. I have noticed an attack on the African American woman, the African American womb, by the whole planet. You said all these statistics. The African woman, she's less desirable. She this, she that. Everybody going to get their face to look like the African American woman. Everybody going to get their teeth to look like the African American woman. They lips, they nose, they butt, they breath. But you said we the less desired on the planet.
Okay, so listen. Hey, listen. Hold on. Let's say that hold on. Let's say that everything that you just said was true, which is not. Let's say it is.
It is true.
Okay, that's fine. Let's say it's true. Guess what the one and most important thing that's not being copied off of African American women? What do you think it is? It's your fucking behavior.
I don't know, but they want to be us. I know.
Nobody. Name me any group of women who are copying African American women's behavior. Listen, hold on. Name me hold on. So if they've copied African American women's behavior, how are they married at higher rates than you? Because your behavior has you married at lower rates than them.
Because she cannot be the African American woman. She cannot be the African American. She can copy. She can.
Okay, so listen. Let me ask you this. If what you're saying is true,
it is true.
Okay, that's fine. Just let me say something. If what you're saying is true, why are black men, who of course aren't racist and don't want to be like black women, why are black men calling out black women's behavior? Why are black women calling out black women's behavior? Tell me.
Because y'all want God to submit to the Son.
Oh, so black women who don't even know who the fathers of their children are God. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
You don't know how to quit being ran through and getting busted down, but you are God.
I just said yes.
God has been ranked the most undesirable woman on the entire planet, huh?
And that everybody want to be.
Lord have mercy. Okay, so if African American, hold on, no, you won't. Not up here, you won't. So African American women are God. Here's what I want you to do for me.
African American women are gods and
Stop
goddesses.
interrupting me. Stop interrupting me. I don't play that. If African American women are God, some of the things that we've all been told that God is capable of, name some of those things that African American women have done. Name some of the God-like things that African American women have done or known for doing.
We birthed everybody on this.
You can't even get pregnant without the seed of life which comes from a man.
I'm just saying we birthed all.
Ma'am, you're not, hold on, you're not making sense. You do not have life inside of you right now until a man injects it inside of you. It is alive inside of a man. So if anything, man would be the creator of life. You are the incubator of life. You hold the life that we give you. So you can't even, you're not even the creator of life.
You ever heard of parthenogenesis?
Listen, I'm asking you something, ma'am. I'm asking you. Some of the attributes that we have been told and taught that God possesses, show me where African American women are demonstrating God-like attributes.
I just told you to
get rid of that, because we're not going to agree on that. Get rid of that. Name something else, God.
That's it. That's the only one.
So that's the only thing that you guys are capable of, that God is. I've always been told. Hold on. I've always been told that God has no. Listen, I've always been told that God has no limitations. God is not the creator of the author of confusion. You guys are the embodiment of confusion today. We don't even know who the fathers of your children are.
Do you like women?
What if I've been married longer than any marriages you've ever been in?
That don't mean you like women because you've been married. Because you've been bashing women the whole conversation that I'm a woman.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Okay, so watch this. Let me ask you this. Hold on, stop. Let me ask you a question. Name the group of men who take each other's lives more than any other race of people.
I just asked if you like women.
I'm just asking you a question, and hopefully we can have an adult conversation. Is it true or false that black men take each other's lives at a rate disproportionate to any other race?
You just seem like you hate the African American woman, and you was born by
Ma'am, you're really being childish by not answering my question. You're being childish.
Okay.
Do you think that, listen, do you believe African American men need to take better care of their children?
I just asked you a simple question.
See, ma'am, listen, I want to say something to you. The behavior you're demonstrating right now, it is the reputation of black women. We've been on this show for 4 years. We've been doing this for 4 years. And
anyone else ever asked you that question?
Yes, I love women.
That's all I wanted to know.
More than anything, I love the black race. Now what? Listen, Guess what else? Hold on. Let's go a step further. Listen, hold on. I absolutely love black women. Now what?
Okay.
Now what?
So why don't you contribute to bringing forth solutions to
So what you're saying is, because I love black women, don't tell the truth about what they're doing. Is that what you're supposing?
I'm not saying don't tell the truth. I'm saying you don't have to bash and belittle.
Okay, so listen, hold on. You're talking to, hold on. I want to ask you a question. You said I'm bashing black women. Name something that I've said that's not true since me and you have been up here talking.
Black women is so unattractive, and the black woman. And then when I gave you an answer, you said, "What have the black woman done so good, so great?" I said, "Created."
You didn't create. You are not the creators. Men have the seed of life in them, not women. You don't even know your own biology. That's crazy to us.
That's based on a patriarchal society, sir.
Okay, explain the patriarch. Let me ask you this: since the patriarchal society is so bad,
patriarchal society, parthenogenesis, women can impregnate themselves and don't need your sperm. Their mitochondria alone does the whole job. So, but based on we'll go back to your biology and your XY chromosome and all of that. I ain't gonna get into it because it's your show. Okay, so we won't get into that.
Here's all you need to know.
Here's all
you need to know. There's a reason. All you need to know is that there's a reason that 75 to 80% of black women can't get married and the world's not picking on them. That's all you need to know. You guys have destroyed an entire race. But then when people say something about it, you guys say, why are you so hard on the women? Because you're fucking up an entire race. Should we not say anything? And that's the problem. What you guys seek is you seek to be able to do all of the damage that you want to do without nobody saying anything about it. Because you yourself, you've admitted you can't even name anything that I've said up here that's wrong. Yet you're considering it bashing.
All issues should be addressed, but with the intent to be resolved, not to just be babbling about.
Did you know that in Alcoholics Anonymous, until you're willing to admit that you're even doing anything wrong, they won't even allow you to be in the group? Did you know
No,
that?
I did. I never been to Alcoholics Anonymous, so no, I didn't know
Me
that.
neither, but I like to read, so I know these things. So how can you help a group? How can you start talking about solutions to a bunch of people who are actually, in fact, saying that they're not doing anything wrong? Give me the answer to that, and we're going to apply your method.
It's to them that they're doing something wrong.
Excuse
So
me?
after you address that, then you should say, okay, this is what we can do to repair this situation. This is what we can do to resolve the issue. You said there's a problem, like beating a dead horse. There's a problem. I'm like, Jay-Z, okay, so what are we going to do?
Have you ever heard, listen, have you ever heard the concept, and I want to know, do you believe this concept, that a nation can rise no higher than its women?
Well, you keep beating a dead horse, so the nation ain't going to rise because you done beat her dead.
Well, that's a little bit different. Listen, hold on. See, what we seek to do, we don't even need, listen.
You call her masculine because she ran away and went and got her own house and her
No,
own
I
money.
call you masculine because you're interrupting. I call you masculine because you're interrupting a man while he's talking.
You called her a masculine because she left your ass.
Ma'am, do you know that men have their pick of women? We don't give a damn about you that you leave. You are the most undesired group of women on the planet. You think we're running towards that? Because because we're trying to stop.
It's so undesirable. Why in the hell do you care?
The reason we care is because men, unlike women, we do care about the community. We do care about families. We do care that families are required to start communities. But that doesn't mean we have to sit back and lie to you and help you pretend that you are not wreaking hell and havoc on this entire planet. People don't like you. You're the only group of women that people don't like. And I'm going to go here and show you something so that you don't believe that I'm sitting up here lying. Let's see what your sister says about this. There we go. Is that it? Now, I want you to listen to this. Let me see if I can plug you over here. Let me see if I can get you over here. Let you hear what one of your sisters say. Since men are just lying on black women and we don't have any good intentions, I want to see what you see about your sister saying this.
Comment.
Across the board, black women are the lowest in terms of dating and marrying. In fact, actually, black women are high in dating because we give up sex the most. We're for the street.
Comment.
Across the board, black women are the lowest in terms of dating and marrying. In fact, actually, black women are high in dating because we give up sex the most. We're for the streets. We're twerking. We're doing all types. We're doing the most. We dominate rap in the culture that is very sexual, especially in the U.S.
Exactly.
So a lot of men see us as easy targets to.
Because I didn't want to leave you any room to run. I knew you would love for that to have been. Listen, Sister Shahrazad Ali has been Sister Shahrazad Ali has been talking about black women's behavior. You guys are the embodiment of white supremacy. Nobody attacks black men more than black women and white supremacist groups. Meanwhile, if you look at other races, listen, the reason why you guys can't get better, you said let's talk about the solutions. The reason you guys can't get better and we can't talk about solutions, because you guys get high level offended anytime someone brings a wrongdoing that you might be perpetrating to your attention. But ain't your mama black? Why you bashing? It's not bashing. It's called correction. And that's why you guys aren't getting better. You're regressing. You're actually getting worse. You're getting worse. Listen, you're 39 years old and you don't understand the concept of telling the truth minus bashing. You can't name an instance where I've up here and I've bashed black women. But yet that's the verbiage that you want to use because you don't like being held accountable for the bullshit that you do.
That's all you've been saying. You even called out statistics.
So that means
Survey.
I'm telling the truth and not bashing, right?
I don't know if the statistics are the truth.
Okay, so are there people in your family who have children and they weren't married when they had the children?
Of course.
Did you hear what you just said, ma'am? You said, of
What?
course. Did you know that in some families they would say, hell no?
I said, of course.
Never mind, you're not getting it, ma'am. You're making my point. That's a problem that's that common. That means the statistics are very close to accurate. If we could read the statistics and it speaks of it, but even in your own mind, you said, of course that's in my family. That
I
means,
got a child and I wasn't married.
okay, that means the statistics are close to true.
I've never been married.
Okay. That means that the statistics are close to accurate, then, right? Think about what you're saying up here. What you
I
got?
won't say it every way. In some ways they may be. I won't say it every way. Like
Okay, so when you
hypersexual.
look at the black community right now, what do you see? Do you see promise and hope? Does it look like we're about to embark up on a great progress? Is that what you see when you look around the black community? Do you see that our finances are getting better? Do you see anywhere where our children are turning out better than they were 15 years ago? Do you see where we are getting married at higher rates than we used to? Do you see any type of progress?
I feel like it's levels to this, and I think that everybody has their own opinion.
Opinion?
I think that some people may not think that everybody getting married is
So
progress.
why are you guys fighting so hard trying to get? Why are you
progress.
guys fighting so hard trying to get married? Then if you don't care about it, you're even
Who
going
said?
up. You guys are going on these
Who
talk
said?
shows like
That's what I
tonight's.
want to know. Who said all black women trying to get married? Like,
Ma'am,
who
the
said this
overwhelming
stuff?
majority of you wish
Some
you
of
could
us
get
don't
married.
want to marry nobody.
Ma'am, listen,
Some of
I'm
us
going to.
like
So you're going to make me
being
keep it real with you.
single.
Okay, so let's go. Turbulence, people. So I have a question for you. Would you put up with a Rudy Poop man?
I ain't putting up with shit.
Okay, so right now, let's be on level playing ground. I want you to be honest. The caliber of man that you would be willing to give a chance right now, describe him to me. What would he have to
There
have in
is
order?
not one. I don't want one right now. I'm busy with myself. I don't want a man right now.
But you want to get busted down.
I don't want to get busted down.
You just had a lover for some years. What are you talking about?
Okay, and I don't have him no more.
So, can we agree that you're not going to get one anytime soon?
We can agree to that, most definitely.
Gosh. Okay. Well, here's what we do know. That mentality. So, I want to ask you this. Do you believe that the mentality that you currently possess is positive, produces positive outcomes towards building families and communities?
I believe people should be more honest with themselves and they can be honest with others. I believe that people shouldn't date other people if they know that they're not emotionally available. I believe that people should stay to themselves and establish themselves as whole individuals and then try to go into relationships. Now, it took me a little later on in life to come to this thought process, but I have a right. Why I'm not dating. It's not because
I go for that. I can hear it in you. I can hear it in
I'm
you.
working on myself.
I can listen. I can hear it in you.
Responsible. I'm being responsible now to not go and get involved with somebody, knowing that I don't have what it takes to be involved with somebody. That's selfish. That's
Okay,
not being
and listen. I can hear.
not taking accountability.
Listen, I'm gonna mute you then. You got that. So I can agree with you. I hear it in you, right? You're not suitable for a relationship right now. But here's the thing. All of you people who are claiming to not be suitable for marriages and doing work on yourself, here's where you're messing us up at. Some people would say, well, if black men have such a big problem with black women, why do they keep talking about us? Because we are watching you guys destroy the community. And here's what I mean. Most of you women who are talking about you don't want to get married and this and that, you're still having sex. And that's where this influx of bastard children that are coming from, that The reason society has to go get pistol permits and things like that for the bastard minions that you guys are pushing out while you're on this spree of I am one with the sun and the stars. It would be different if you guys were saying I need to heal, but you're also not having sex, but you guys are having sex at a rampant rate, like mice. That's why we're saying something about it.
I don't think all of them are, though. I think some people are actually really being honest with themselves and even practicing the abstinence and the celibacy and really, going on.
So listen, if what you're saying is true, then why isn't our community experiencing the progress that those communities who are practicing abstinence and things like that are experiencing? Tell me why. If we were doing what they are doing, we would be getting some of the results that they're getting. You really believe we're up here practicing abstinence, ma'am? Listen, I got to ask you a question. In America, and I just want your opinion, you're not going to be 100% right, nor am I. I want to ask you, what percentage of African American women in the black community do you believe are practicing celibacy, ma'am?
I do believe it's a very small percentage.
But well, give me a number. Just give me a number.
Maybe 10, 20, 25, maybe.
Ma'am, do you know how good a condition we would be in if 25% of the women in the black community was practicing celibacy? Listen, not only are you not practicing celibacy, you're sleeping with the exact same men. Did you know that? Why do you think some of these men have 8 and 15 kids? You guys are all getting pregnant by the same low frequency men, hood niggas, to be honest. Listen, have you that for real, that's who you guys are getting pregnant by.
I ain't getting pregnant by none of them because they ain't touching me.
Okay, so do you not have any children?
I have my one.
Okay, so you've done it too.
I put all my eggs in one basket.
Okay, so you did it too. There's been a time, your child is the father in his life?
Yes.
Okay, so you've done it too. And that's what I'm telling you. That's how you know that these statistics are somewhat close to accurate. Because the things that you disagree with that I say, I can also ask you, how many times are those things occurring in your own personal family? And me and you both know there's going to be several instances of it. The numbers are close to right. It's big in my family. There's not a lot of people who were married in the two-parent households in my family. That's how we know a lot of the information is accurate. And if it's not accurate, it's in the ballpark. So what you guys are doing, though, when we can do the research on how bad your behavior is, you're asking us to get the information, keep it to ourselves, be quiet, and don't say anything about it. How can people get better doing that? How? How can people get better, a group of people, if we are never able to call each other out on our bullcrap? How?
Get the information and then come up with a way to resolve the issue.
We can't resolve the issue if you won't admit that you're actually doing it. This show is 4 years old. This show is 4 years old. Do you know how much time has been spent even trying to convince black women that they're even doing anything wrong? And you know what the main answer usually is? But the men be doing it. But what about the men? The men haven't been ranked the most undesirable to date. We have high-level options. Black men, when they are poor and aren't even handsome, can pull millionaires.
You sure right about that?
It's because of our value. Listen, but now you can't flip the script and show us to where African American women who are millionaires can pull younger quality men. You can't do it.
That black man, he gonna keep him. He ain't got to go on no job. He gonna have him a place to stay and somebody car to drive and some food to eat.
Well, but I think you guys would do it. I think black women would do it if they could. You can't do it. You can't get men of other races to see enough value in you to want to give you lavish gifts.
Uncle Sam take care of the black man too.
What are you talking about?
You just said that the black man can date a millionaire. I said he sure can.
Okay.
He ain't gotta have nothing. He could be a bum. I said he sure can. I said he also can get Uncle Sam to take care of him too through the woman that he dates. Now he'll talk about her and she got these kids by different men, but he'll go right in Uncle Sam's apartment or Section 8 house and live with that woman and eat Uncle Sam food.
Sweetheart, black men don't have to do that. Black men can get women who are surgeons.
But they do it. I ain't say they had to do it. I say they do it. And a lot of statistics show you the large percentage that do that live in the projects and ain't on the lease.
Well, everybody's not gonna be rich, man. Everybody, listen, they'll also be able to show us where there are black men who suffer from mental illness. They will also be able to show us where there are black men who suffer from illiteracy. So what? What's your point? They'll also be able to show you that 80% of African American women are obese or overweight. So we're all going to have flaws, but you guys are perpetuating white supremacy against your own race. There's no other, you guys are running around talking about, I don't need no man. Then how the hell will we be able to build generations to come after we pass? How?
Okay, so you feel like we saying we don't need one. I feel like we saying we don't want one.
So if you don't want one, why are you getting busted down at the rates that you're getting busted down? You guys are pushing the HIV rates up through the roof. So you're getting busted down. It's not like you don't need a man. You're getting busted down.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. So you just switching it all up. Okay,
ma'am, what I'm telling you is you said that African American women are pretty much saying that they don't need a man. Apparently you do, because you're okay. Well, apparently you still want one because you're still getting busted down every 30 minutes.
See, I can't believe that part right there.
So where are these children coming from? Listen, even being married, you guys are still getting busted down even when you're married. Even marriage is not a safety net from you guys fooling around. People used to believe that they were safe as long as they married you. Even that's not a safety net anymore. You guys are not only getting busted down when you're married or in serious relationships, you're letting the men nut in you.
You know what?
How foolish can you be to not only be married and be cheating, but to be letting the other person nut in you? Wouldn't you think, well, if I get pregnant, how am I going to explain that? They don't even care about that. Listen, you guys have been to the clinic 19 million times and aborted 19 million African American children. If it was not for black women, we would, instead of being 43 million deep right now in America, we would be 63 million deep. You guys have wiped out an entire army just by going to the clinic.
I said that these people that you speak of must be from another planet or on another planet. But you know what I've come to realize?
You guys see what you want to see. That's what it is. Anything that the black woman has done, you bury your head and you don't want to acknowledge it. Everybody knows that.
It's on another planet. I'll take accountability. I've been in isolation too long. I need to come outside and see what's going on.
I disagree. If you've stayed clear away from this stuff, then keep doing what you've been doing. That means you're not one of the women who have destroyed the black community. But your mindset is destructive. Anytime you think black men and black women need to do anything other than unite, you're a part of the problem. I don't care about your selfish, lustful desires. I want to embody power. I want a new promotion. I want this. What the hell do you want for the black community? That's the only thing that's going to still be around after you die. But with your guys' mindset, there won't be any type of structures for the generation that are coming behind me and you. You guys don't care about the race and the community itself. You guys only care about yourselves. You guys only care about the purses that you can buy. We never hear any podcast with these women on it that's talking about building up black families. The only thing we hear is about your funky ass degrees, which do nothing for a community, do nothing for families. All we hear is about this independent woman and this woman who seems to be a parasitic fixture on the black community.
The degree don't do nothing for the community. It puts a woman in a position to be able to assist.
A family puts a woman into a position to build a family. Did you know this, that every other group of people who are outperforming us in family building and socioeconomic status, Did you know that they get married? They get intentional about being married at around the ages of 29 and 30. Do you know that black women aren't talking about marriage until 35 and 40? You guys are way behind the ball. Way behind the ball. That's why we don't have families, because you guys don't stop partying till you're around 50 or 55 years old. We can go to any club in Los Angeles tonight and we can see 50-year-old woman in the club. Do you disagree with that?
I don't know, sir. I thought they was at church.
I thought they was at church too. And they are. Guess what they doing with the pastor, even at church? They getting them panties pulled to the side at church too. Don't act like you don't know.
I thought they was praising God.
They praising. It just ain't God. They praising. And then listen, then you gotta create and architect a lie for the bastard child that you're bringing into this world, because you gotta help the pastor hide this lie from the first lady. You think that we don't know what you guys are out there? I've smashed women in church. Not in the actual building, but women who have positions in the church. They're no different from chicks who are in the streets. When you look at the black church, does it look like lots of souls are being saved every week? Is that what you see? Does it look like they're going off into the highways and the byways, getting the people who really need to be saved? Does it look like that's what's happening in the black church, ma'am?
Yes.
I know that's right. Shout out to my people over here. Tech Geek over here with the super chat. Tech Geek says, why do modern women equate being a wife to slavery, white supremacy, and Jim Crow? Working for your husband is slavery, but a single woman working for $50,000 W-2 for a Fortune 500 company is independence. See, that's how we look at that stuff. You don't mind working for somebody who isn't willing to give their life for you. You'd rather work for him and send his kids to college than work on with your husband and build your own legacy. You guys think completely different than me think. You guys think from the perspective of individualism, and we are thinking from the perspective of the community and of family.
Now, I do agree with that. I agree with the individualism part. I don't know why it has come to that, but I will say that.
Get your ass off of here. Sitting up here pretending that you got the understanding of a 9-year-old, like you don't understand certain metrics. Listen, shout out to all of my people on Instagram rocking with us. Listen, Shay said, I would love to work for my black man. What makes more sense? What makes more sense than that? ZF.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Prince?
Oh, man.
I've been down here for the longest trying to do a mob break. I texted you like 4 times.
You know I've been in the depths of it, man, making sure I keep the momentum going. What you got for me?
Well, I'm just trying to get the likes up and the engagement up. We need more shares, y'all. We topped out at 200 people in here, and the likes are low. So let's get those up. You know what I mean? Just tap the screen for, just tap the screen, and we'll be just fine. I turned the comments off because someone dared me to talking shit.
What if it was a troll, ZF? I mean, a bot. You gonna shut us down about a bot?
Nah, I wasn't a bot, because I just been, like, hey, tap the screen. I don't want to turn the comments off. Somebody said, is that a threat? All right, motherfucker, you gonna learn today.
Give me a second. Shout out to my brother Kev over here rocking out with me. Kev said, I'm going to rebuild it with my Nigerian fiance. F the American black woman, but don't touch him. I agree. Go ahead.
But, look, let's get up to 25K. I turn them back on. Keep tapping after that, though. You know what I mean? We need another 8,000 likes, just between 150 people. You know what I mean? Let's just get that going. But I thought you was ignoring me because you knew I was gonna cook that poor woman.
No, man, she was trolling, bro. She was trolling. I heard stuff. I heard probably a friend or something like that snickering in the background every time she asked an ignorant question.
Right? No, well, that's the problem, though. We growing up with narratives over facts, and everything she said was a narrative. You know what I mean? Everything she said was just some social media bullshit that's statistically unproven. So I was like, yeah, Stacey ain't gonna let me up because he knows I'm a cook. But my main reason for requesting up was to do the mod break, slow things down a little bit, and get the engagement up. Let's see, 19,000. Good job, y'all. Give me 6 more thousand. We'll turn the comments back on, and keep rocking out.
We got action, baby. We got action. I thought one of the phones was about to shut down. Okay, listen, ladies, here's what I'm saying to you guys. We did get almost all the way off topic, but what I'm telling you, ladies, is those of you who are single mothers or you've done extraordinary amounts of dating damage to yourself, listen, I'm going to say this. Turbulence, people. Listen. You effed up, okay? Listen to me. You effed up. When you went on that whole phase, you effed up. When you had those kids, you effed up bad. Right? Now, based on how badly you effed up, the men that you guys are asking for, you don't qualify for. Because that man who you think is fine, there's women who didn't mess up as bad as you messed up in life who also think that this man is fine. You guys don't understand the concept of why would I pick this over this? That's what men are doing. You guys are doing it too. You ladies, listen, some of you who messed up really bad, you're going to have to provide some resources for a man. If you want to be in a relationship, you're going to have to, and I'm being honest with you, it is, to me, there's nothing even really wrong with it. Like outside, I'll hold the man accountable and say no man should be living off of a woman and things like that. If you're an able-bodied, healthy man, then you should have the ability to get up out there and hustle somehow. But listen, those of you ladies who really do value the company of a man, those of you ladies who really do want somebody to come home to and things like that, you're going to have to purchase a man. And I don't want to say it like that, but you're going to have to make life easier for a man. And I don't see anything wrong with it. Imagine making mistakes so bad to where other men look at you like, nah, that's a baby mama right there. Nah, she overweight right there. Listen, it is tradition that women who weren't born that cute, women who are overweight, women who have multiple children by multiple men, these women have always known, listen, it's tradition. Everybody knows that the reputation of overweight women is they pay for men. They'll have a man in their house. They'll create a scenario where because they weren't as beautiful as women typically are and that they don't have certain of the traits that beautiful women use to get their men, they found a workaround. Listen, you running around here bragging about your education. You guys are running around here bragging about your jobs. Put that shit to work. Put it to work. You'll go out and you'll buy all of these designer dresses. You'll go out and you'll buy all of these designer shoes to take care of some of the unpleasantries in life, but you won't utilize your resources to fix that thing that is broken in your life. That is the reason that you're lonely. You won't use your resources to fix that thing that keeps you from having somebody to talk to. Listen, I'm a man and I would do it. Men do it. Men do it. And that's why we don't have the dating issues that we have, that you guys have, because men do what we have to do. If I'm not that handsome, if I'm not that good in bed, if my swag ain't as on point, I'm going to level myself up financially. And the girls that I think are cute, I'm going to utilize those resources to get the girls that I want. You guys don't think that you have to do that. But the universe has shown you that you do have to do that. You know how the universe has shown you? Because you don't have a damn man. You haven't had one in years. You guys are going years and even decades without having a protector, without having a friend, without having a life companion. And then you think when you get older or something like that, then it starts to make sense to you. Well, he don't have a job. I got money. It's too late now. Even the dude who mows the yards in your neighborhood, once you reach a certain age, even he doesn't find you attractive. Because men will always have options. You guys know this. I'm not saying it to rub it in your faces. I'm telling you, those of you who made really bad decisions when your dating value was the highest, when you had all of the necessary girl tools that girls use to get the best caliber man they can get, you messed a lot of yours up. You got busted down. Some of you contracted herpes. You got busted down. Shout out to Miss Tamila over here supporting the show on TikTok. And listen, I'm not even saying anything bad about you for getting those trains ran on you, for having those kids, for gaining all of that weight. What I'm letting you know is as a result of you doing that, you no longer can get men the traditional way that women usually get men. You have to utilize a workaround now. Not only was you a hoe when you were in your best years, but you had those kids. And listen, look at your age now. You have bypassed the age which men typically find women attractive. What I'm telling you is acknowledge that you've done all of that damage to yourself. Acknowledge that you did all of that. Women today could be in relationships if they said this. I effed up. I'm not lying. Coach Big Love said, brother, what do you be talking about? Hopefully you should be able to come up here and prove what I'm saying wrong. Listen, if you guys were able to say all of the things that men look down on, I did those in my life. So I guess it's better for me to get a man any way that I can than to not have one. If you were to humble yourself to that degree, you'd have a man. And listen, let's talk about over time, you were able to hook him up with so-and-so who has a home painting business. Now, through your connections, you got your man a job. And look, now you got a man that your girlfriends who you were scared to let them know that you used to date Tom who mows the yard. You were scared that they would find out. Now, through a series of good decisions and events, now you have a decent man and they don't even have a man. See, one of the number one issues with a lot of women, you guys even say it. I don't want to build no man. But you don't qualify for an already put together man. And by you guys refusing to help a man become the best version of himself, you guys are disqualifying yourselves from all of the good men. You already don't qualify for the already put together man. And you also don't want to help a man become your retirement plan. It's like all of the decisions and beliefs that you ladies have. When we hear you guys say this stuff, we don't have to do research or anything. We can prove to you guys right there on the spot that your philosophies are bad. Your concepts are broken. Let me say this to you out loud. Imagine a group of women who don't qualify for already put together successful men, but they also have adopted a philosophy that we won't help a man become the best version of himself. Well, you will be reduced to only having the options of men who are shitty men. You don't have access to men who are already put together. You won't help a man become the best version of himself. It only leaves you with a certain class of men. Look, he said, what do this dude be talking about? But he wouldn't come up. ZF, you got anything for me? Listen, and the crazy part is, bro, they're doing all of this because they want to view their men as the enemy, as their competition. Listen, even the woman was up here. Even the woman who was up here.
We ain't talking about GDP. We ain't talking about none of that. We're talking about one house, simple math.
Listen, even the woman who was up here, she's claiming she can't find a use for a man, if no other reason, the economic progress, if for no other reason. That's how America was built. Or that's how America thrived at its highest. You guys think that you are eating when you say, I'm an independent woman, I pay all my own bills. You sound ignorant compared to the woman who can say, I'm loved and I have a family and I don't pay all my bills myself. You guys they come up with these sayings that are meant to be a bar or something, but when you analyze the bar, it sounds crazy and it doesn't meet the bar of logic. You think you're bragging because you have to pay all of your bills by yourself when other people have found a shortcut and they only have to pay half, if that, of their bills, and then the rest of their check goes on into savings? Crazy work.
Okay, Stacey, I'm just saying, while they up here bragging about their little 3-day carnival cruise, me and my wife about to build a house out in the higher in not too long.
Exactly. It's just our women, man. Our women think the biggest flex is flexing against their men. That's their mindset, man. Black women believe that the biggest flex that they can achieve is flex over their men. That's what they believe. While every other group of people, they believe the biggest flex is to get together with a life partner and start amassing assets together. You get there 2 times as fast.
That's all I'm saying. Because, see, they love to brag about them little 3-day carnival cruises, them little 3-day vacations. But me and my wife, we about to have a life we don't need a vacation from.
Exactly. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. Listen, you know yourself, bro. I say this on a regular. Bro, my life is a dream. Like, where I'm positioned at,
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate the gifts, y'all. Thank you.
my life is just amazing. I am in paradise, right? And guess how I got here quicker? Through the mother of my children, us combining forces. I never have any problem saying that. Never. It was strategic.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, Stacey. Like the simple math. The simple math. We're not talking about, macroeconomics or, anything like that. This is simple household math. So I don't understand how they can grasp the concept of what's in a man's wallet, but not get these simple concepts.
Because you're not dealing with logic.
It's literally grade school math.
You're not dealing with simple logic, though. You're dealing with rebellion. Rebellion has a thought process and an energy of its own. Rebellion seeks to be right no matter. Listen, people have been saying it. That clip that went viral where I asked the woman, would she instruct her son to date someone with multiple children? You know why that thing went viral? Listen, I don't think we've ever gotten anything with views like that on YouTube. You know why it went that dumb? Because nobody could believe that she was willing to allow herself to be portrayed as a mom who wouldn't give her son great advice over admitting the truth. And that's an insane default mechanism. Before I admit, listen, because she was a single mom of 2, right? So when I asked her, would you advise your son who future looked bright, would you advise him to date a woman who had 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 different men? Opposed to telling the truth and saying, yes, that wouldn't be a good idea. See, because if she had admit that, she would have to admit that she falls in the category of women who it might not be a good idea for a man who is thriving to lock her down. They're willing to say things that make themselves look bad, opposed to tell the truth. That's insane. Could you imagine that caliber of woman being assigned to any group of men? How could those men thrive? How could communities and families thrive in that with those women?
Well, I mean, honestly, it can't. And if I'm wrong, explain to me It only makes sense when to deny that when it's your son.
Yeah. You got anything else before I get back to the show?
Nah. I just like I said, hey, thanks for the likes, everybody. Let's keep them going. We're at 27.5. The show goal is 50 or better.
ZF be getting them numbers up there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, social media's about numbers, right?
My brother.
50 or more. Hopefully we can get to 75 with the amount of people in here. Tap the screen for me, please.
My brother, I'll be looking out for you if you need to come back up.
All
right, man. Listen, tell me that doesn't sound like a better option than being reduced to a life, because we know what happens with women who have multiple children by multiple men. And I'm not even saying I'm glad about it or thrilled about it, but I'm also not thrilled that there's men who make bad decisions and we literally lose our lives to GUN violence, right? You guys, a lot of you ladies, listen, and for those of you who don't know if you're one of the women who have been X'd out of the game, we've been doing a series. Listen, people, we got 134 people over here, YouTube. Where are my show contributors? Those of you who rock with the content, if you guys believe that this is one of the flyest places that you can be when you get off work or when you get ready to chill and max out on your Saturday, then hit the Cash App. People rock out with us like we rock out with you. If you've never supported the show, support the show. We're on Cash App and PayPal at The Real Stacey Prince. Those of you on YouTube, the information is at the bottom of the screen on the ticker. I missed the old super chat. Shout out to my brother Lovelace over here. My bro said, just because. Just imagine that you no longer have to be bound by the guidelines that other single moms have to be bound by due to their bad decisions. There's a workaround. See, but the thing listen, men practice it every day. Men practice it every day. We take women who are nothing, women who were the diners who served us our coffee. We'll be a millionaire and we'll take that woman and marry her, because we don't look at it like from a perspective of, I don't date a woman who only make this much a year. I don't date a woman who only has this type of job. We view it through the lens of what could she be with me behind her. You guys don't do that. That's why men will always have more options than women. Your greed and how you view as everything has to be given to you instead of you giving anything. You guys don't have a giving spirit, which is why most very successful people will tell you that one of the greatest teachings that they learned was giving, because it comes back to you. You guys refuse to, you're terrified that you will help a man become something. You don't want to, you want to always have a leg up on him. You want it to be known that you're the primary contributor in this household. You want it to be known how much successful you are. You'll be alone forever. Look at Oprah. You'll be alone forever. Lord Geo over here in this situation. Turbulence up in this situation. You already know what it is. I appreciate the love. I appreciate it. And listen, here's what we're seeing. When you hear the men complaining, you hear men complaining because what we are concerned about, we're not concerned about our individual lives. Men are concerned about what this community is going to look like when we're gone. What type of advantage or disadvantage are we going to leave the generations that is coming up behind us? That's why men are so perplexed by what we're seeing, because it matters to us. We have a bird's eye view. We have a glimpse of this community failing, and we're not okay with that. Meanwhile, our women are highly addicted to all of the pleasures and things that bring a good time and things like that. That's the issue that we have. You know how hard it is for us to be concerned about this alone by ourselves with the women over here partying and laughing and hee and ha-haing? Your guys, listen, even when you are really, you know what? Let me see something. I don't like this. Give me a second, people. Give me a second, people. Damn it, what did I just do? What the hell? Listen, what I'm telling you people, well, matter of fact, let's just go over here. I'm going to let you know what I'm talking about.
What's crazy is that these single moms actually think they have a lot of options, but they have the audacity to expect men to have no kids, be well established, and come in and scoop them up. Meanwhile, they got 3 baby daddies, 4.
Listen, I'm telling you, other people on the outside looking in think this is sheer insanity. They can't fathom that you guys are really serious as it pertains to the requirements that you're putting before the men who you're interested in. You don't qualify for a lot of these things, which is why you haven't gotten them in years. We treat you the way that we treat you because your value has been decreased by several bad decisions and a series of events that took place in your life. Let's go.
Kids and a low-income job. But not only that, is they'll have the audacity to be like, don't talk to any girls, don't hang out with your friends, don't go out to the bars. Meanwhile, if he looks her up on social media, she's going to be talking about her situationship, her dating experiences, this guy, that guy, pretty much outing herself for basically having a high body count. But wait, there's more, is that she'll have 3 different baby daddies, 2 different baby daddies, 3 kids, and none of those baby daddies ever married her or want shit to do with her, and she doesn't see herself as the problem. Like, it is stupid as a man who does not have children to try to take on somebody else's kids. And
listen, the crazy part is you don't understand that we're willing to work with you, but you guys believe, here's what you guys are doing. You guys are taking a brand new 2026 Mercedes SL 500, ramming it into a wall, taking it and putting a for sale sign on it, and you will refuse to accept anything but the price that you paid for it. You can't do that. And it's what you guys are doing. You guys are older in years, which isn't a bad thing. But what makes it a bad thing is all of the other compound elements that you have to put on top of it. You're older in years. You have multiple children by multiple men. 2 of the kids still live with you, right? You're not that feminine. You're overweight. You guys are asking men to accept a deal that if it was on paper would look like a bad contract. But you won't stop offering that contract. Nobody. You guys aren't getting anybody to sign that. But you won't stop offering it, even though nobody's signing it.
Or you come up in my comments talking about, oh, my stepdad was a great dad. Yeah, that is the exception, not the rule. And what gets me is that these same women will be absolutely pissed that these men have preferences not to date them because they're single mothers. But if a man, let's say perhaps he beat a woman's ass, right? And now he has a record and he beat her ass one singular time, she's gonna want nothing to do with him, right? Because he's a felon. But when a man doesn't want to date you because you got kids or because you come with a lot of baggage and he doesn't want to deal with your baby daddies, that's different. Oh, wait, but never mind. Probably most of the women that I'm talking about probably like the felonies, so never mind. Okay, bye.
You hear what she said at the end? Let's talk about it.
With your baby daddies, that's different. Oh, wait, but never mind. Probably most of the women that I'm talking about probably like the felonies, so never mind. Okay, bye.
We know that that's true. Listen, do you ladies know how attractive you have to be in order to have 2 children by 2 different men and still be able to bag a quality man who has his act together, who's handsome, who's good in bed, who's done well for himself financially? Do you know how attractive you have to be to overcome having had a time in your life to where you created a circumstance where you ended up being a 2-time baby mama? Do you know the stigma that has on it? You're going to have to be an attractive woman. But in most cases, that's not the case, which is why the women don't understand why they haven't been able to get these men that they desire. You don't qualify for him. Why do you guys think that there are no penalties for making really bad decisions? When men make really bad decisions, someone pops us in the stomach and things like that, or sticks us with a blade. When we make bad decisions, there are hella consequences for it. But you guys don't realize that there are hella consequences for the bad decisions that you make too. It's why a lot of you are single for decades and years. You guys have aunties who have not been married or in a single relationship for years. 8, 9, 10 years. You think something like that happens by accident? You think that out of all of the people that we cross paths with throughout our day, it's an accident that none of the people in a course of a year who have crossed paths with you find you attractive enough to lock you down? A sentence has been passed upon you. A sentence has been passed upon you for being a multi-tier baby mama. But here's the thing. The sentencing ain't even the dagger. It's not the nail in the coffin, because the sentencing that has been passed upon you is the universe has deemed that from now on, because you have multiple children by multiple different men, and because you've put on that weight, because you are already born average or below average looking, that you only qualify for a certain man, right? And not only that, it's typically going to be a piece of shit man, or you're going to go years without a man. The workaround for that, I consider it to be a blessing to you ladies. Imagine the universe sentence you because of bad past decisions that you've made, that you only qualify for either piece of shit man or no man. But then somebody gives you a workaround for that. You hire a lawyer, and the lawyer files a motion to where now you're allowed to have a man. You just kind of have to be the lead provider in that relationship. To me, I consider that a win. I consider that to be a win. All right. This is what we're trying to tell you guys. If you guys were to humble yourself, you could still score. But you can't score what you think you're worth. Listen, it's not only the kids. A lot of you are 40 years old now, 35 years old. Do you know that these people consider that old? Now, they'll call you an OG if you're 35 or 40 years old. Why don't guys humble themselves and stop having women take care of them? Miss Penelope, why are you dealing with men so often to where you know that exists? The women who have been in my life, they don't even know. I don't think they've ever even encountered with that. Yeah. I could call 4 women right now, and I guarantee you that's never happened to them. The women that I've dated, I don't think a man who was down bad like that would approach these women. Because these are quality women. Quality women can get men who don't have to sleep on their couch. Now, you tell me how you have the information that women are needing to take care of men. Has that been your personal experience? Or has it existed somewhere close within your circle? I want to know. Thank you, Miss Kate. That is what I meant. I'm talking about the undesirable women who have turned themselves into something undesirable in the eyes of most men. And listen, let's talk about it. Turbulence, people. Ladies down in the comments, let me ask you a question. The women who are the caliber of women that you wouldn't want your son to marry, do you think that they're supposed to be doing well on the dating market? Are they supposed to be getting rewarded for all of the things that they've done in their life that is the reason you wouldn't want your son marrying them? Are they supposed to be getting some high-level progress on the dating market? I want to see what people say. Look, Mr. Mila said no in capital letters. I don't think that women who are performing at a low level should be given the same prizes as women who value themselves, women who are respectable women. That's unfair if they get the same prize. Women who have good reputations, or I even consider a good woman a woman who has had a past but doesn't live in it anymore. She's completely different. In order to sleep with this woman, you have to be in a relationship with her. I respect those women because we can all make mistakes. But I'm talking about the people who are perpetuating this broken behavior. They're not supposed to get the same rewards and prizes as women who are working hard to keep an honorable name and reputation. Are you crazy? That wouldn't be fair. Somebody who's working 30 hours a week or working part-time isn't supposed to be getting the same paycheck that I get, and I'm putting in 65, 70-hour weeks. But we have created an energy inside of the Black community where everybody is entitled to everything, and that's not the way the world works. You guys are operating inside of a way that the world does not function, which is why you're getting so much pushback from the universe. That's why it's not even supposed to be possible that so many of you women have went decades and years being single. As crazy about women as men are, what it means is you guys don't know your true dating value. A lot of you have done significant amounts of damage to your dating value, but you're still looking up on top shelf at the Amazon Amazing Man store, and you think you can purchase that. You shouldn't be looking up there. Those of you who have been hoes and all of that, and you have multiple children by multiple men, and you letting yourself get overweight, you know that you're not that feminine, and you have a bit of masculinity to you. There's nothing wrong with you taking care of a man, because it's probably the only way that you're going to get a man. And if you disagree with me, how come you haven't gotten one yet? Out of all of these years, you've been trying to get one. See, another thing that women do, they'll come up on panels like this and say, I don't want a man. I don't want to be in a serious relationship, to keep themselves from facing the humiliation that you haven't been able to get one, because there is a degree of humiliation associated with a woman not being able to get locked down by a man, because what she is in effect saying to society is, I'm one of those women who weren't valuable enough to get a man to desire me forever. You have to be saying that. You have to be saying that. In order for you to not be able to get locked down by any decent man, there's things that are wrong with you. There's things that are wrong with all of us. But men don't mind owning up to the things that are wrong with us. If we aren't swag enough, if we aren't confident enough, if we aren't masculine enough, if we're not cute enough, we will go and increase our job occupation and career. We know we have to do that. We've been doing it. When men are unattractive, there's pretty much nothing we can do to get the action from women, except for if men are unattractive, not masculine, and not confident, these men are in a lot of trouble. So what they do, because all of the components that women typically find desirable about men, he's failing in them already. So what men have to do, we have to go level ourselves up in our finances. But what I have found is women don't think that they have to compensate for any of the areas that they are lacking in that usually cause men to find women attractive. Where are my show supporters at, people? We're going to do an intermission, people. We have not hit our $50 a night goal. You know we need our people to rock with the show to keep this thing going, right? We're going to turn on the intermission music until people support the show. Miss Tamila in the building over here on TikTok. We got another guest coming up on the panel, but we are not going to resume the show until, where are my Cash App warriors at? and my show contributors. The information is at the bottom of the screen on YouTube, and it's pinned. The Cash App is pinned on the TikTok. Let's go, people. Let's keep the show going. We are $20 away from our nightly show goal, people. 4 people with 5, 2 people with 10, 1 person with the dub. Let's get it going, people. And we'll keep our Saturday night vibe vibing. Cash App at The Real Stacey Prince. Lord Geo in this situation. I appreciate the love, Geo. Shout out to Woosie over here getting us closer. Said, I watch the show often. Keep doing your thing, my brother. We can get 3 people to rock on out with us. Let's reach our show limit. Shout out to Rick over here rocking out. I appreciate the love. All right, my people done got us. We are $10 short, but I'm going to go ahead and get back to the show. I appreciate you guys stepping up. Oh, whoa, whoa. Giovanni in the building rocking out with us with the Cash App. I appreciate the love. Tell me how your night's going, man.
Who, me?
Yeah, tell me how your night's going.
Oh, yeah, my night going all right. It's going all right. How your night going?
Oh, man, my life is amazing. What's your disagreements?
Yeah, I had a couple of lots, man. I had a couple disagreements, man. You've been running from me for about a year.
Okay, I'm known to do that, run from people.
So we here with it. So this cheat code to single mothers winning. Tell me a little about that because I'm not really comprehending.
Nah, we talked about that for a long time throughout the show. I'm not gonna repeat all of that. Are you familiar?
Okay. Okay, cool. So let me bring a point up then.
Do you think that there are repercussions for people mismanaging their life?
Yes.
When women go on extreme whole phases, maybe contract herpes, maybe bring 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 men into this world, gain weight. Tell me what you think the typical repercussion for all of that is on the dating market.
What I think the repercussion for that on the dating market is?
Yeah, do you think things get better for them dating, or do you think things get worse?
Things get better for them when they leave men alone. Things get worse for them when they continue to deal with men.
Yeah, I don't want somebody up here. This guy is just a troll. I don't do foolish conversations. Goes against everything that we know about. Listen, these are the type of conversations that I want to engage in. Watch this. The ones who are easily breakable, watch this. When I'm not sure about an answer, I ask myself, what would the world be like if everybody did what I'm about to do? Now, I want to ask you guys, what would the world be like if women left men alone and men left women alone. Right? I don't even like people like him having access to my channel. A lot of times you guys are playing games. There's young ladies watching these shows. There are young men watching these shows. When you start promoting concepts like men and women are better off divided, I would find a way to block you 5 times. That's foolish rhetoric is what it is. And anybody who will subscribe to concepts like that, you're likely somebody who's already messed up your own life and things like that. You're likely somebody who doesn't even know how to recover from bad mistakes, because there's no logic found in any communities thriving by the men and women dividing apart from each other. Shout out to Joseph over here rocking out with us. I don't even know who he was. He said I ran from him. He must be one of the people. There are certain people. There's one brother that I've kind of been, opening to unblocking. I forget what his name is. Doctor something. But when I hear utter foolishness, I don't even entertain it. We can have disagreements. But if you say something that immediately can be proven wrong, I believe you're trolling, and I don't even want to have a conversation with you. Paris over here rocking out with us. These people like to go to pages and say, he's been running from me. He's been running from me. This show is 4 years old, and I don't think that it got 4 years old by me running from people. I think everybody who's watching this show right now has seen me square off with anybody. I encourage people who disagree with me to come on up. Foolishness will not be tolerated in the slightest. Listen, she said, Mama G said, it sounds like you're speaking on redemption, accountability, and reality. 100%. When you come up here and you say things like women are better off when they leave men alone, that's not reality. Because we know if 100% of people started practicing that, we would be in there wouldn't even be a such thing as families anymore. You know what you would see a lot more of? Everything that you see taking place in the black community. That's what you would see more of. I don't know if I can do this. It didn't let me do it. Okay, something was going wrong. Look, she said it's starting to happen now. The birth rate is declining. I agree. Like, people, for those of you who don't know, I blocked him. I don't tolerate that. Listen, those of you who have been rocking with me, you know how passionate I am about the black community. I don't play about that. I don't play at all. I'll get you up out of here fast if I think that you're making some light of our current horrific circumstances. A man supporting men rocking out with us up here. I appreciate the love. Listen, what I'm telling you ladies is, you know what? I'm tempted to unblock him, but if he says I've ran from him before, he probably has nothing of substance for me. For the ladies who are watching, listen to me and see if anything that I'm saying makes sense or meets the bar of logic. Just rock with me, right? Some of you know that I'm not lying. You know it's been really, dating has been really tough for you for some years, and you know it. So could there be some logic to what I'm saying as it pertains to God's ordinance is getting back with a lot of women who went crazy with their decision making? Menage a trois, all kinds of things. How do you guys think that I know this? Like from state to state, city to city, the same type of women are experiencing the same type of results on the dating market. Women who have multiple children by multiple different men. I don't care if you're where you're at. They are being treated in similar fashions by all manner of different races of men. So you have to suffer. But what I'm presenting to you is a way to where you don't have to experience the full blow, the full brunt of the repercussions that came back up on you. Listen, see, what happens to a lot of women is, listen, I'll be honest and I'll admit this. When women are born, they are powerful. They have the ability the only time that men truly get to experience an accurate depiction of the power that women come into this world with is when we become rich. A woman just having boobs, she doesn't even have to be cute, just having boobs, just being blessed with a butt, and just having a vajayjay, all kinds of doors open to her. Things that are obstacles to men, somehow her anatomy allows that obstacle to not be as tough for her as these people. Somebody is usually going to help a woman overcome the problems that she incurs, right? So I understand how men who even you think is fine, drooling at the mouth. You know, even older men driving by, they're the ones with the nice cars, they're the ones with the money. Girl, I can't wait till you get a couple years older and da-da-da-da. You're eating it up. You have power. You have this man in your hand. I understand how tough it would be having to navigate through a world where seemingly all men that you think are fine also want to get in bed with you, and having to force yourself to have the discipline to say when that temptation comes, no, I'm not going to do that because I only deal with people who I'm in a serious relationship. I understand what you guys go through. I understand that it could be very difficult to regulate that degree of power. But like my brother, the late, great Kevin Samuel said, the world does not owe you any sympathy or understanding. You are judged on your performance. If you perform poorly when these temptations arise, you not only will be judged by it, but you will also reap the repercussions of it. You will most definitely reap the repercussions of poor performance. It doesn't matter that, well, I got a vajayjay and so many men, even men that I think are gorgeous, want me. With great power comes great responsibility. You have to be responsible with it. And if you ladies are not responsible with your poontang, repercussions will come up on you for not being responsible. And when you end up being a 2 or 3 time baby mama by 2 or 3 different men, when you end up gaining that weight because you couldn't discipline yourself, when you end up going through that whole phase and increasing your body count, the overwhelming bulk of men who are qualified as good quality men, they will see a mark on your body that tells them you are not suitable for any long-term relationships. Majority of men who have done well for themselves view it as a stain on them to date women who are single parent moms. Now, you know who does get a pass? Oh my gosh. You know who does get a pass? The woman who was already above average looking before she got knocked up. The woman who, if she didn't have them kids, she would be out of this man's league. But because she's so attractive, even though she's made those mistakes, she still qualifies for a quality man. You weren't born with that advantage. Most of you weren't. The same way, a lot of these men who are handsome were born with small weapons. It's not much they can do about that. So they have to be more suave. They have to be more calculated. Their charisma has to be up. We all have to compensate for the areas that we lack in. But it's like women don't believe that. It's like women don't believe it. Bad management. Bad management. Miss Tamila down there been rocking with us. Let me see something. I can't believe that women don't see this as like a cheat code. I can't believe that. Like, because as of now, you guys are kind of doomed and sentenced to either being alone for years or being reduced to having to deal with shitty men. Why do you think? Listen, I guarantee you, if we had the statistics on it, most of the women who are all over social media saying that they're having bad dating experiences are single parent moms who likely are overweight and average and below average women. I guarantee you they are. I wish we could find out right now. It's not the women who did well and didn't bring dating repercussions up on themselves. And listen, even an amazing woman can be treated bad, just like a kid can get kidnapped. It's called life. But for the most part, there are certain things that we do that can increase our odds. No? No? Shay said, I'm a single mom. But see, Shay has a different level of understanding. Shay has in my opinion, I could be wrong. Shay has a level of understanding. See, the delusion that you guys see up here when we bring women up here, it's a turnoff to men. Because we can't talk to you. If we can't talk about some of the basic concepts that we speak on up here, then that means if I get into a relationship with you, it will be hell. Most of the time where we're up here speaking, Shay knows how to ascertain the points that are being made that do make sense from the points that may not make as much sense. We don't ask that you guys agree 100% with us all of the time. Just create an environment where the big things that really matter, we can talk to you about them without you going delusional. We see eye to eye on a lot of the big things. Because we're not perfect. There's men who aren't going to agree with men on certain things. There's not an issue with that. But the big things, we got to get those right. We got to get the big things right. If you adore Satan and I love God, no, we got to address that. We got to get those things right. If you believe I should be faithful and I believe I should be able to cheat, we got to get that right. The big things, we got to get them right. Listen, I'm telling you guys, there are certain single moms who are not doomed to the same fate as others. A single mom who is feminine, who has all of the energy that screams out, I want to be a wife. I want to be somebody's woman. She's not doomed. She carries the mentality that men find valuable. But a lot of you've had 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 different men. You've gained significant weight. You still carry on that masculine energy. You were born below average or just average looking. You have a lot of cards stacked up against you. You have a lot of cards stacked up against you. And that's a lot to ask someone to take on, which if you could be a humble person, even you should be able to say, I have a lot of the characteristics. I've made a lot of mistakes that I wouldn't want my son to have to deal with in a woman he was dating. If you can honestly say the mistakes you've made, you wouldn't want your son dating a woman who made as many as you made, that's fine. Now we know that you're one of the women who you may have to make a man's life easier. You may have to make a man's life easier. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. To me, I see it as a shortcut. Imagine getting sentenced to 20 years, but they say if you hire this lawyer for $10,000. That lawyer can get your sentence reduced down to 4 years. You don't think that's worth it? A lot of you guys have been singled. A lot of you ladies have been sentenced to only having sentenced because of past bad dating decisions. You've been sentenced to only having access to shitty caliber men or going years being single. Now, if there's any type of workaround for that, you should be open to it. But because you guys have latched on to this feminist rhetoric and all of that, never mind. Yeah, don't like to be told when they're wrong. What can a man do with you? What can a man do with that? If my job is to lead you the right way, but I can never tell you when you're about to take a wrong left step, I can't do anything with you. I can't do anything with you. Are we preaching to the minority? I don't understand what you're saying, Miss Monique. Come up here and let me know what you mean. Are we preaching to the minority? Are we preaching to the minority? What does she mean? I don't know what she means. Do you mean the minority in the black community? I don't know what she means. I know. She says the host just doesn't want to see/hear the fallacy in his argument. I'm going to prove you wrong right now. I'm going to prove you wrong. In front of everybody, I'm about to request that you come up. If I have an issue with someone proving my argument wrong, why am I about to request that you come up and give you the opportunity to prove me wrong, Miss Monet? We're about to prove that wrong. I can guarantee you that. Listen, is this a man? I think this is a man who said, you keep calling out the women, call out the men, but you're not ready for that conversation. I'll call you up right now. How the hell about that? Your profile picture looks like a man, so come on up, man, since I won't call out the men. Again, this show is 4 years old. Everything that you're saying I won't do, I do it repetitiously. Even the men who have significantly larger followings than mine. Right? I've squared off with No Fugazi podcast twice. Papi Chulo. Right? What are you talking about? Neither one of you came up. I thought I was scared to get proved wrong. And this is what we talk about. This is what we talk about. Look, Miss Monet is down there talking about yet he blocked coach. Ma'am, if you believe that my information is flawed, I just sent you a request. See, unlike you, I have experience in men like him. I don't believe in having conversations that are just about foolishness. Anybody who believes men and women are better off divided, I don't want to have a 2-second conversation with you. I look down on you and I despise you. I don't think people like that are even good. Never mind. Miss Monet, what? I'm open to you proving my information wrong. I'll send for you again because maybe you didn't get that one. I'll send for you again. She said, who's that? See, she's so up in arms about this man who was apparently, I don't know, probably in the comments talking strong or something. She's so up in arms about me blocking him. She doesn't understand that that man said women do better when they're apart from men. See, this is what I'm saying. This is your mentality. You're thinking, but you don't know what you're thinking. You want to say something, but you have nothing to say. You think I should have engaged with a man who believes that men and women are better when they're divided? Jeez. Teflon Spokes. Shout out to my girl Cassie down there rocking out with me. Love is love, sweetie. Jay Norm in the building. Salute, salute, Hank. She said, I don't argue with men. What do you mean you don't argue with men? Mr. Nilo. Yes, tell me how your night is going.
I'm good. How about yours?
Man, my life is amazing. Tell me what I have wrong or where I simply don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, well, everything, but I didn't come up here to debate you. I was about to say, go back and debate Coach. We wanted to hear that argument.
Brother, you came up here and said I have everything wrong, but you don't want to discuss it?
Nah, I already debated you before, and you had dropped me. But I didn't want to come debate you again. Just debate you.
Boy, it must be some bad energy on TikTok tonight. Hey, everything that you said is wrong. Go back and debate the dude that said men and women are better apart. Look, Shatlet said we're strong if we stick together. I don't want to talk to anybody who doesn't believe that. I will block anybody who says anything opposite to that. We have no business having the same conversations. We have no business in the same settings. We have no business reading the same books. In any community, the men and women are better together. That's not just the black community. Look, Nashawn said this is not an argument. A lot of us believe that that's common sense. When you engage in a discussion with people who will talk like that, you will find yourself being bombarded with endless foolish concepts and questions or statements. And we don't do it over here. Listen, I'm bugged out. Listen to me, people. I am bugged out that there were several people down there who said they disagree with my information and debate him. They disagree with my information, yet they won't come up here. The one guy said he disagreed with everything that I've said. We've been up here for 2 hours and 49 minutes tonight. This guy says he disagrees with everything that I've said, but wouldn't name one thing, which simply lets us know you can't find anything that I've said that's wrong. That's what it lets us know. And if you disagree, I'll bring anybody up here. Good brother.
What's up, Stacey?
Almost got my blood pressure worked up almost.
I'm saying, what kind of weirdo shit is this tonight where you gonna come up advocating for another dude?
That's what I said.
In a conversation.
Hey, look. You want to fight? You want to fight? You want to fight? Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to get my brother. Listen, the truth of the matter is, emotionally, on an emotional level, I greatly desired to square off with him. I did. But Those of you who have been rocking with us, we've seen these conversations turn foolish. If you believe that black men or any group of men and women aren't better together, I have nothing to say to you. Nothing at all.
Okay, so what? Okay, dude was black, so I assume he's talking about the black community. But what community is better off separated? Because white people get married more than us, and they have more generational wealth. They have more wealth per household. You know what I'm saying? Asians do it, more wealth per household. What? They're raising better kids who get in trouble less.
Bro, let me ask you a question, bro. Do you think he was serious when he said that, or you think he was trying to pander to women?
Oh, he was pandering like a motherfucker.
See, but the offense that I have with that is I get that some people pander so that they can get a larger female following. But man, when you're pushing that information out there to women who are already broken and dysfunctional, man, there could be like a 17-year-old kid down in that audience listening to that dumb stuff, man.
Right. And see, look at the comments though. Not if they're toxic. Ain't nobody said nothing about marriage.
And that's another thing that I keep saying.
We talk shit about toxic men all the fucking time on this show. Y'all just don't tune the fuck in. It'd be like 25 people in here. It's the same 25 that was there for the last time we talked. Y'all really don't come in here unless we talking about y'all. So y'all can look, and when we have those shows, you don't come in here and then you say, all he ever talks about is women. Watch the rest of the shows. This shit ain't hard.
Name something that black men are failing at that you think that I'll disagree with. Name something that black men need to do better in that you... See, this isn't one of those shows. That's why it's been going for 4 years. We don't talk about men. We don't talk from a perspective of women. We talk from a perspective of right and wrong. That's what we talk from. And if you create an argument that shows us where men are catastrophically failing, we're liable to do a whole week-long show about how men need to do better in that area. The issue is when we do bring up where women are failing at, you guys aren't okay with it like men are okay with it. Men have been used to being held accountable. We came out the coochie being held accountable. So being held accountable is not a foreign concept to us. It doesn't drive us crazy. But you guys have been pampered. Your falls have been padded. You guys have been cushioned all of your lives. And people have stepped in whenever any type of discomfort comes your way. So when the internet came along and men were able to express their displeasure with some of your moves, you broke out in heat rashes. The first time you were ever able to hear people say that you were anything other than perfect, it sent shockwaves up your spine, and a lot of you are grown to this day, and you still can't handle the concept of people calling you out for your wrongdoing.
And see, that's the thing. I've been here for about 3 years. We do those shows. I come up on those panels. I talk the same shit. But the thing is, it's mostly men in there. There's never more than 40 people at one time. This show tonight topped out at over 200. There's never been close to that. Those shows top out at 40 people, mostly men, and there's no disagreements. So we start talking solutions, and the show's done. Those are like an hour and 15-minute shows.
100%. Miss Jim G, I'm not gonna butcher your name.
It's not hard. It's Gemini. Androgyny pi, it's in 3.14.
It's the Gemini.
And Gemini and the pi symbol looks very similar. So I thought that was pretty, brilliant. I'm watching both.
Hold on. Can you tell me how your night? Can you tell me how your night is going?
Excuse me?
Can you tell me how your night is going?
My night is going interestingly well.
That's what I'm talking about. Tell me what I have wrong.
You said tell you what?
What I have wrong. What do you tell me what you disagree with?
Who said I disagree with you about anything? I haven't even said anything about that.
Ma'am, that's my way of saying what do you have for me?
That came off like you had me judging you. I didn't judge you. So
we got one of those up here.
I was just trying to it's my first time to your live, right? But it's I do have a question for you, right? And I see you throwing your head back, you know.
Cause I'm asking you to get to what can you get to it?
I came across your live, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting, right? And it's like a woman's voice is triggering you for some reason. I don't know. Like, what did I say to you wrong? I haven't said anything.
Ma'am, do you have a question?
I do, but you've been making all these gestures already, and body language is important, correct? Okay, so my thing is, right, I hear you talking about a lot of women and relationship and so forth, right? Now, do you ever like get with other men and just like sit and have a conversation and try to get on the same page, or do you just debate with other men just to prove a point on your own and like an ego stroke?
Mostly on the ego stroke.
Okay, so both.
Stacey,
no, primarily, not both.
Yeah, it did get low. It got very low.
Stacey, your volume went low for some reason.
Why, you can't hear me?
Okay, now we can hear you.
No, it's mostly ego, me trying to bash women and prove that I know more than them.
Do you think that's who you are, or do you just feel like you have an experience in life where you like, hey, this is what I experienced, and this is what I'm trying to voice out, and you feel like nobody's listening to you?
Well, it's primarily because I was raised pretty much dysfunctionally. I was not raised with my father. I have certain insecurities and things like that. So when I come up here, there are certain things that I know, and I use my information that I know to belittle other people, to make it seem like I'm more valuable than them. So that suppresses the insecurities that I truly have inside of me.
And I love sarcasm. I'm a Gemini, right? Here's the thing. It's very interesting to me because I'm dating Aquarius, and the sarcasm is out the water. Trust me. But truly, right, they're laughing. It is funny, right? I'm laughing with them. So my thing is, honestly, I do think you have a level of intelligence, right? I do think that, and I do think we can have a deep rooted conversation. Now, I'm just trying to chip at a piece of ice right now because I'm curious. I haven't seen your thinking process. I haven't heard, I'm not going to say seen, your thinking process before, right? Like, you have a certain rhetoric and dialogue about you, and it's just like a wall's put up, and I feel like you don't let people in. So I'm just trying to ask questions because I'm wondering where it's all coming from.
What if it's coming from a place of telling the truth? Have you ever thought about that? Listen, watch this.
So what, darling?
Telling the truth. Watch. I'm going to give you an example of it. I believe this. I believe that African American men take each other's lives at a disproportionate rate, and I believe that it's BS that I have to be leery about walking into a neighborhood where somebody else is going to take my life. I also believe that African American men need to go above and beyond the call of duty to be intentional about taking better care of their children if you fathered those children. Now, can you tell me what I've said that's wrong?
No, it is not wrong, but collectively, I feel like as a community, we all have our due parts, you know, women and men, right? Not just men.
I was talking about just men at that. I was talking about, hold on. See, this is the issue that we have with the man and woman conversations. When men are having conversations, we don't need you to throw women in there too. We don't mind the topic being men right now because that's what we're addressing.
Why do you hate the word woman? I just said, because what I got from what you just said is just man, community, men have to do this, men have to do that. I said collectively. And teamwork is better. I really do. I don't think it's a problem when men work with women. I really don't. I think you can take key pointers from women, and then, you know, vice versa. We can take key points from men.
So whenever we're addressing issues that pertains to men, you're saying we should also instantly think of something else that women should work on too, and bring that into. If we're discussing, me and this brother on here, we talk offline. We have a relationship off of this. When me and him are talking, and we're talking about African American men who take each other's lives, do you think that somehow we're supposed to also say, yep, but the women too? You think that's how that conversation, that's how you problem solve?
No, that's why. So that means you're not listening to what I'm saying, okay? So let me try to phrase it differently for you, okay? let me reword it differently, if I can say it like that. What I'm saying is, men, our Black men, I listen to them, right? And a lot of them do say we put much on them, correct? As women, right? So when I heard what you said, when men have to do this in the community, men have to do that, and men have to do this, that's what I took from what you said. Right, so excuse me if you thought I was just supposed to just speak on men at the time, because sometimes some women think it's just all men, right? And I just feel like it's supposed to be a collective thing. That's why I said it that way, right? So I didn't want to make you feel offended or anything. I just know some men do feel like we as women put too much pressure on them. So when you were saying men have to do this and men have to do that, I've had conversation with men. I was like, no, I'm, we're supposed to be.
But sweetie, what I'm trying to get you to understand is, what I'm trying to get you to understand is, I was speaking about men, and you merged the conversation into I was speaking about men. If we can't speak, listen, if men are running around.
But you're not the only man I've spoke to, right? About these certain conversations and topics. Some men will agree with me, some men don't. Some men will have your point of view. Some men will be like, hey, yeah, we have to work as a community together, because some men are not.
So if we're talking about Black men taking each other's lives, at what vantage point do you see the opportunity to slip a conversation about women in there? I don't get that.
I said community, and men are not the only community. Men are not the only thing in the community.
What can Black women do about Black men taking each other's lives?
What are you talking about? Sometimes, let me put it like this, right? Give me one second. Sometimes,
ma'am, you
don't yell at me, so you don't have to get loud with a woman. I didn't get loud with you.
Okay, first of all, I'm sitting here trying to speak, and you keep speaking. So that's why
been doing that. She's been interrupting the whole time.
I'm trying to connect.
I've been interrupting the whole time.
You interrupted me. You have the microphone right now because you interrupted me.
No, he has a microphone, but you said that, which was kind of odd.
Hold on. What degree do you have?
What degree do I have?
Stacy,
yes.
Let me do this.
Right. Let me crazy I go to degree, right? And some men out here without degrees have more of an intelligence paddle to where they don't speak the rhetoric you speak, right? They have, so we talk about degrees.
Ma'am, do you really think that you're up here saying, do you really believe that you're up here saying anything at all? You're up here and you're not saying anything at all. You don't make any sense.
I love when people throw out degrees.
Stacy, ma'am,
some of y'all are still failing. I'm trying relationships as husbands.
Ma'am,
get a degree in that.
Bro, she's one of those women, man.
And by the way,
she's one of those bottom feeder Black women.
Ma'am,
did want to talk to you. Why won't you go talk to him and have this conversation?
Ma'am, I'm trying to connect the disconnect.
I didn't come
what I believe is the
Stacey,
disconnect.
why won't you go talk to Big and have that conversation?
Because I'm scared.
He waiting on you.
I'm scared of him.
Have all this energy with Big.
You don't. Hey, hold on, ZF. Hold on, ZF.
I don't care.
Listen, you don't understand that you came up here depicting all of that nigga mentality from Black women that we could actually close this show. We could actually close this show on this right here. She came up here trying to talk like, listen, what we found out is the women who are niggas, they can only hide it for so long. They'll come up here and they'll say, hi, my name is, and they'll try to talk. That's why I asked her the degree she had. She was trying to talk like one of the women who don't fit the caliber woman we're talking about, but she couldn't resist.
Well, and here's the other thing. When we tried to have the actual conversation, that's when her real motive came out. She wants you to go over there and debate somebody that you don't want to debate because you guys see fundamental differences in ideology. He believes that Black men and Black women are better off apart. You believe they're better off together. Why discuss that?
That is Mars and Pluto. To be honest, people like that, I have my own specific views. Like, I'll be honest, when people say stuff like that, I've said this several times. When people make certain divisive statements and concepts that are harmful to the Black community, I have another way of thinking about that. I believe it is a concept of treason, and I believe those type of people should be handled how America treats people who are guilty of treason. If you think it's a game that you can come up here, get some laughs, but say some things that a couple vulnerable ears could have heard, now they're thinking about, you're right, I don't need no man. Yeah, I don't even give that breath up here.
Right. So, and here's the other thing, right? She came up to push an agenda that has already been discussed, and it's not gonna happen. She just wanted to talk, rude as fuck, and literally reinforced every stereotype that is circulating about black women.
Hey, nobody block her either. Don't nobody block her.
You know what I'm saying? She's up here reinforcing stereotypes, and then they're the ones that get mad that the stereotype exists. What the fuck is going on?
Listen, she said, I agree. We are better together. Me and my husband and I will be celebrating our 10th wedding. Like, listen, if we're not doing that, how can we amass anything to leave behind to the generation coming after us?
Right. And that's why black net worth is where it is, because we are married the fucking least.
Hey man, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. It's most disturbing that I heard. I'll call him a man just based on genetics and stuff. It's most disturbing when you hear a male who wants attention so bad, he'll say something that everybody in the world knows better than. I don't think there's any people in the world who will say men and women are better apart.
I'm just saying, Stacey, the simple fucking economics. The median black male income is $54,000. The median black female income is $48,000. You add that, that's over $100,000. For one house, you add that, that's just over $100,000. What is the problem, people? Just off of simple math. I don't understand how the fuck this is hard.
I believe this, man.
If the black household had a median income of $100,000, our kids would go to better fucking schools. Our kids would grow up with more shit, and wouldn't miss meals. Our kids would be better behaved because the more money you got, the more social grace you have. It's not fucking hard, people. What is wrong with y'all?
My brother Machiavelli says, I think life is what you make it. I've been single for a long time and I'm thriving. If you married, big ups to you. If you single, big up to you. Either way works if it suits you. That's not true. There's a way that works better. That's why white people are doing better than us. That's why Asian people are doing better than us. Will you stay alive if you're single? Yeah, you can stay alive, but will you outcompete married couples? No. No.
See, we're settling for what works instead of going for what works better. That is the fucking problem.
I agree.
And I've interacted with Machiavelli. Look, bro, this is not a shot at you because you're not the only one that thinks like that. That's my point. It's not a personal thing. When you put $100,000 a year underneath the same roof, quality of life gets better, as opposed to $54,000 or $48,000.
Shout out to my brother, the International Quiet Storm. My day one for real. Cash App. My brother said, salute, Stacey. I sent you a 2-part X'd out of the dating market series to my baby brother. He listened to both parts and called me and said, you are 100% right. He's 26 years old and agree 1,000%. That's what we're up here for. That's what we're up here for. Right. We're not up here playing games, trying to get women to follow our page and stuff. We're trying to prevent as many more catastrophes in the black community than it has already taken place. And this ain't no game thing where you come up here and you say, hey, go up here and tell him to debate. No, we're not playing up here. We're trying to do a thing for real. Because right now, where this car is headed, is in a place to where if it ended up there in my last day, I would be hurt that I didn't leave better for my children. And I ain't talking about better as in their finances. I'm talking about I want to see a significant shift in the black community as a whole, because by 2030, we are set to have a median income of 0. We are evaporating. We are eroding. The wrecking ball has already hit once. There's no time for any games.
Stacey, what do you think the biggest contributing factor of black crime is?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry, brother. What'd you say?
What do you think the biggest contributing factor of black crime is?
What you mean, single parent household without having a father in your life?
Absolutely. What's number 2? Being fucking broke.
Yep.
Broke motherfuckers make the best crooks. It's undeniable. Crime statistics are a direct reflection on income. You combine incomes, put $100,000 underneath the same roof every year, and watch the black crime rate go through the floor.
I'm telling you, man. And see, this is why. Listen, one thing I don't like, ZF. Go ahead, brother.
I'm saying, you have 2 parents in the household. You have a mother and a father who are instilling the proper values, and you have the income to back it up. Watch the black
It'll be
crime
hard
rate
to
go
go wrong. It'll be hard to go wrong with all those advantages, man. Listen, do kids in 2-parent households screw up? Yes, like everybody else. But they are equipped with more to rebound than people who weren't. They have reference points to go, well, mama did say if I hang with people who blah, blah, blah. They are more equipped than the person who doesn't even have a reference point for teachings that they've heard before. You are hopeless if you have no reference points. But listen, I don't even want to get on that anymore. I'm not even going to shout out to my brother Machiavelli up here. My brother said, salute to you, man. Keep grinding. And I'm not sure who the guy is on the thing. I don't interact on panels. I just listen and comment. I can respect that. Listen, no, I'm not saying your view. That can be your view, bro. That can be your view. But we can implement that view into exercise and see whether or not it works. Some things are opinion, and some things can be, you could do a simulation of some things and see how they turn out. You're not going to often find times where a 2-parent household, where a 1-parent household supersedes a 2-parent household. There's going to be so many advantages. On a 1-parent household, that mom, if she's got 3 kids, she's going to be spread it thin, giving out the psychological love, the maternal love, all of this. She will be spread thin, going to work. But now in a 2-parent household, they can trade, they can tag team. If you got overtime at work today, well, I can go make it to the PTA meeting. It's just, it's not even a question. It's just, the advantages are overwhelming. The children typically turn out better.
Why is it even a question? Like, honestly.
Listen, ZF, we're in the trouble that we're in because it's a question in our community. Not this brother, but I'm talking about some of the women. They found no flaw in what that one brother said, man. That's why we're in. Listen, if they instantly knew better than that, if they instantly knew that, no, we are better together, bro, I don't even think we'd be in the position that we're in right now as a community. But you have a whole lot of people who can find an argument in whether or not it's good for us to be together. The fact that that's a question, man.
And this is the mentality. We're literally.
No, you all good, Machiavelli. We dialogue up here, brother.
Talking about solutions, about how to fix this, and people in the comments are still turning into a man versus women thing. You see what I'm saying? Scroll the comments. We're talking solutions, and why are you separating men and women when we're talking about coming together. That is wild to me.
Well, you see, she didn't come up here with any information. That's why it sounded like she didn't have any information. Her sole agenda was, hey, bring dude back up here. Listen, me and dude would have been having our discussion going on 30, 40 minutes now if he hadn't have came up here and said something that made me think an entire conversation with him would be fruitless. When you guys see me, you guys know what I wish. I'm going to tell you what I really wish. I wish I could get up here and have conversation with women and it never turned into a debate. Either her information helped me see her side of her point of view better, and now she probably proved me. I'd like to have discussions where there is no debate. I don't like debates. I don't even like the concept of debates because it means people are going into it with bad intentions off the top. I like having discussions to where we come to agreements or we can see some of each other's points, but still both of us gain something beneficial from the conversation. Anybody who comes up here and tells me that there's no such thing as multiplication or something, I don't want to even have the conversation with you. I don't even want to talk to you.
And that's the other thing. Like, this ain't no kumbaya come to Jesus moment. We're fighting for the survival of an entire race in this country. And honestly, if you are promoting shit that's counterproductive, I don't want to have shit to do with you.
I agree 1,000%, bro.
There's this talk about delineation between foundational Black Americans and Black immigrants. We need to delineate inside the community. And look, y'all go over there and do you, and let's see how it works out. We're gonna be over here with a totally different set of fucking goals, and we'll compare in 2 generations. Let's do that.
All right, man. I'm about to go ahead and jump up off here. I appreciate you getting us together, CF.
Absolutely.
My man.
Hey, thank you for all the likes. We didn't quite meet the show goal, but thank you for what you did contribute. And we'll be back at this, if not tomorrow, Monday. So y'all be safe, stay dangerous.
My man. Listen, I'm going to say this. I'm disappointed in a lot of the women. Like, ladies, you should know better than that. You should call that out when you hear foolishness. You would let somebody... Ladies, you got to do better. You got to call that type of BS out. When you hear somebody suggest that we are better divided than together, listen, stand for something. At least let us know that your mind isn't that warped. Look, Clay said, teamwork make the dream work. You all right, Mike Avelli? We dialogue up here, brother. All opinions are welcome. It's really unfortunate right now that we're having a conversation on whether or not Black men and Black women are better together. That's something that I'm going to have to let that weigh on my spirit when I get off of here. The fact that there's even people who that could be even a conversation. Come on up here, Pocket Chocolate. Right. Giovanni said that should go without saying. I agree. It's disappointing. It's disappointing that there were some women down there who bought that dude's stuff. Was even championing. So they're probably followers of his page with those type of concepts taking place. No, hold on, Pocket. Oh, there was some racism taking place down there in the comments on Instagram. All right, I'm going to linger around for a minute. Anybody who has any disagreements, you can come on up, man or woman, which is typically how we do every day. If not, we're going to get up out of here. If you have disagreements with the content, come on up. Giovanni said that's exactly what we have to get away from. Yeah, and that's the thing too. There's a portion that we have to get away from. There's a portion, even some of the thinking, once it's revealed to you at a certain level, you got to do exactly, just block it. Block it. I don't want to have a conversation with any, like the blessing was I got to hear the first few words out of his mouth and there was no time wasted after that. I didn't waste 35 minutes trying to convince somebody of something that we can pull up in the dictionary. That's how we have to do these people in real life. Shout out to my girl Yoli over here. Luna J. Lulu. You know. All right, Instagram, we're about to get up out of here. I appreciate you guys rocking with us all night. You guys were up in this piece strong. And we are out of here.
He bit me pretty good on my arm. We're still walking.
Let me see something. Let me see something. I'm going to call back two of the people who called the line. 2 people had just called. I don't get that. I thought. Okay, well, maybe I was wrong. No, I wasn't wrong. I just can't. What's going on?
Hi, yes, I tried to call in, but I don't have a disagreement. I do actually agree with you.
Talk to me. What's on your mind?
So I was the one who made the comment about being married for almost 10 years, and I agree that as men and women that we are better together.
100%.
My husband and I have been knowing each other for 12 years, so we've been married for almost 10, and we share 4 children together. And I can say for the duration of our marriage that we have learned to grow with one another, love, forgive, pray for one another. I experienced health issues a couple years ago, and in that process, my husband was there for me.
Right.
I'm not sure how a lot of women, as you get older, your body go through things. I'm not trying to disclose too much information, but what's going to happen, or what happens when you are a single mom and you do go through stuff, and sometimes family can't be there.
100%.
So if you are married and you have a health issue or something comes up that's, just a big issue, what happens when you don't have that support? What I went through, I had family there, but my husband, I'm glad we were married. At the time, just being in a situation we are married, and
Right.
I didn't have to worry about working. I am a stay-at-home mom. He's a sole income provider. Like I said, in that situation, it was just like life-changing. And I saw how, it made us stronger together. And when I hear women, and I'm not trying to pick on Black women, we are so behind the 8 ball when it comes down to listening. As I listen more to shows and hear women call in, they're not answering the question directly. My husband just recently introduced me to your channel yesterday, and it's almost like someone said in the comment section, I need a cigarette. Now, I don't smoke, but Lord, I sort of kind of wanted one after listening.
No, but see here, you got to understand this. You got to understand, like, I am intimately in love with Black people. Like, it's a privilege. It's a privilege that God made me Black. I'm just so grateful, right? So when you see elements taking place that have the ability and power to dismantle and tear up things at a mass level, you have to say something.
Yes,
you can't be quiet about that because you're going to hurt somebody's feelings. Because I have children who I love. And what I desire that when I'm gone, that we as a collective, that Black people have built an infrastructure, that Black people have built a place of refuge that our people know that they can go to and cry to when injustices are being performed upon us. But if we can't even get through to our own women, Farrakhan said, a nation can rise no higher than its women. Do you see how tough it is to get Black women on board with us?
Yes, I do.
It's tough. I will say this. I am truly grateful for all of the women who, over the course of the 4 years, there's been an impressive amount of women who, like, they have their daughters watching the show now, and they're not even looking at it from a perspective like, my daughter's too old for this. They're looking at it from a perspective like, no, these are some harsh truths that we need to talk about, right? But when you try to act like there's nothing major going on in our community, we can't get better.
I agree, and it was something else. I think a lot of women are so used to men who are not really expressive as far as sharing their point. So when they have a man like you who is, you're very masculine and sharing your points and not going to tolerate or accept certain behavior, it's like, wow, we haven't seen this in so long.
Right,
so it's coming off as offensive, but you're stating your point, and
I think women, can we just understand men better? If we be able to just be quiet and just listen. Because when if I can just bring up the video that my husband introduced me to, and it was the woman, she mentioned, if your mom was out there doing this, and I'm just going to try to keep it brief, and you're like, well, if my mom was out here doing behavior that's unacceptable, should I not call it out?
Right.
If it's not acceptable. So it's like there's no accountability. And I think as African American women, can we have more accountability to say, hey, I messed with a Pookie or a Ray Ray, and I had children by him. And I'm just being honest. Can we say, hey, I made a bad choice, and I want to be able to help someone else, another young woman, so she won't follow the path that I follow now? Can we just say this? Can we listen to the black men? Can we say that, hey, women want black men when it's, well, I'm gonna say black men when it's convenient.
Jamal.
When it comes down to, hey, baby, I don't think you should do this. We don't want to listen. We're getting rebellious. It's just so crazy.
Let me ask you this. You were raised with a man in your life, a father or something?
Yes, well, I was raised by my grandmother and my grandfather.
Definitely. Did you had a type of respect for your grandfather?
Yes.
Who was the next man in your life that you respected?
My father.
See, the reason I ask these questions,
I didn't actually. He wasn't in my home, but I still respected him.
The reason I usually ask these questions is because we can often tell the women who had the presence of a man they respected in their lives from women who don't. The women who don't, it goes back to something that you said earlier. Women who have never had a dad in their life, like, hey, you're not going out of this house dressed like that. You better get back upstairs. Women who have never had that, hey, girl, now you know you be putting on a couple of pounds, girl. Your dad tells you these things. Women who have never heard this, later on in their life, when they hear a man calling out some things, it's foreign to their ears. So they're more offensive at it than taking in that they could be getting leveled up at that moment. They're offensive. So the name calling starts. The argument starts because they're not used to having a man check them, but they don't understand that per God Almighty, that is a man's assignment to govern. It's what we're supposed to be doing. And the Bible says, and older ladies, teach the younger ladies. But we're not even having that happen. Even the older ladies in the black community, they're teaching these young girls how to twerk. They're doing all of the latest raunchy TikTok dances with them. So it's the blind leading the blind.
It is. And when someone, if I could just add, when someone is calling out certain things, it's all these different emotions get stirred up. And it was something that my husband had made a point of. And I had to learn this as well. Like if I hear, let's just say, a topic and black women are the topic of the conversation, not personalize it if I do not fit in that category.
100%.
Well, you have women out here that have multiple baby daddies, but do I fit in that category? No, I don't. All of my all of my children are by my husband.
Right.
So even if so, because I don't fit into that, I'm not trying to be shady. I'm just stating a fact. Just being able to call out that, to do better. So if you had, at what point after, we could just, talk about this for a quick second, after 2 baby daddies, at what point does it become, you know what, I need to get on birth control, I need celibacy, something. So I'm not bringing another child in this world without a father in the home, without a man present. But the man has so much value. We need our men. We need our black men. We need the fathers in the home. And I don't know the man name that you were having a conversation with when it comes down to the killings in our community. When you think about it, how many of them have fathers that's going to check them?
Exactly.
We have 4 boys. My oldest son is 10. We have 2 that's on the spectrum, verbal, high functioning. But I don't know where I would be without my husband in their lives.
In the black community, women are looked down upon for making the statement you just made. They're called pick me. Listen, my cousin calls the black community upside down world. The things that we're supposed to be proud of, we get shamed for. The things that we get shamed for are the things we're supposed to be proud of. When we have very intelligent boys growing up in the hood, the other guys will call him a nerd or Steve Urkel and things like that. No, we should be telling this brother we're proud of him, man, and we need you to go on and excel. Women like yourself who have your children, but they'll call you a pick-me. Even if you have the slightest bit of respect for men, oh, she kissing ass. But listen, if you don't respect us, you can't get along with us, because men experience a woman's love by how much she respects us, the respect that she shows for us. Women experience men's love by the physical things that we do for them, the way that we show them that we're willing to cater to them and things like that. But women aren't wanting to do their part. They think that they're a punk if they say something like, I love my man, or something like that. The sister code has these women in the stranglehold. There are women who will come up on this panel and they won't say certain things because they'll be leery that some of the sister code chicks will be down there in the comments and they might disappoint. That's what we're dealing with.
I agree. I have no objections. I agree. I have a certain friendship with some married and some single. We're all on pretty much the same page. No, I'm not going to be. I don't want to be disrespectful towards my husband. I want to love and honor him because that's what the Word of God tells us.
Right.
Am I saying I'm perfect? I don't want nobody. Oh, I know she. No, I don't have it all together. But what I do want to see, our children to see us in a loving, functioning home.
That's all.
Not toxic.
That's all. Listen, imagine this. The same way children pick up on dysfunction when they're inside, get your black ass in here and do your homework, or they hear the mom and dad fight, the same way they pick up dysfunction by being immersed inside of dysfunction. Well, what do you guys think happens when children also see their dad wrestling their mom to the ground and kissing her on her neck, or walking her in the house with roses sometimes for her? They will learn love. They will learn structure. But we're not doing that. Hey, I appreciate you coming up and rocking out with me. You got anything else for me before I go?
Thank you so much. I'll continue to listen to your content. Have a blessed night.
You as well. You as well.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. What the heck is going on? She said fathers need to be in the homes. If not, always be in that seed's ears and in their life. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that. Negro, if you can't stand the baby mama, you actually hate her, man, you could at least be FaceTiming that kid, dropping jewels, man, and hitting that Cash App. Listen, I'm not of one of the minds where money ain't everything. You need to be sending that kid some Cash Apps too, man. Yeah. Negro, whatever it is that you do with your money, whatever your hobby is, forsake it for 2 weeks so you can send your boy that $100 or that $200. That boy needs to see multiple instances where he needed dad or she needed dad and you were able to come through. That's where they start developing their respect for you as a dad. Those of you who got those high-powered lectures and you are there in the kid's life telling them lectures, I'm okay, I respect that. But you need to be dropping off some resources too, man. It's very important. The kid can't look at you like Superman if you're not occasionally doing Superman things. I stand firm on that. Talking is not enough. Lectures is not enough. Showing love is not enough. It's the overall package of also being a provider. What you need that kid, and for those of you who have failed in that area, listen, kids don't expire. Expiration dates don't expire on sending I don't care if your son is 30 years old now. I bet you if you send him a $200 Cash App right now, he won't send it back. I don't believe it's ever too late to make up for the absence that you've had in your kid's life. I don't think so. At least go to your grave knowing that you tried, even in your later years. That's what I believe. All right, people, we are about to get up out of here. Hey, Quiet Storm, listen, I got to shout this out to my day one. Hey, bro, listen, you see them numbers, right? Where we've been trying to get to for all these years? You see those numbers jumping. We'll be at the 50,000 mark in a very short amount of time, I'm convinced. And then we're going to hit that 100 yard, and then we're going to hit that too, right? Speaking of such, shout out to all of my day ones and my stay ones, helping us climb these numbers. Look, Teflon said I can use that 200. Boy, it's not too late. I encourage that. Like, if you know that you haven't been in that kid's life, listen, you got to make up for that somehow. $50, $75 here and there for no reason at all. Because you were supposed to be doing that in that kid's life. And I'm telling you, it probably has a portion to do with why that kid doesn't respect you. Some of you guys have lived so absentee in your children's life to where you couldn't even threaten them. Like, if you disrespected me like this, we don't have to ever speak. That kid already feels like that about you. You already haven't been a present fixture in that kid's life. Said these mothers be making it real difficult to deal with children a lot of the time, especially if you're a good father, because that's the only way that they can try to hurt you. I agree with that. There are some unbearable women, but you chose to have a child with that woman. Me, I've always been careful with that. Like, yeah, I was never into going raw on people who I was just busting down or having casual sex with. So I think that still goes to the man's fault. The only reason we don't get on men like we get on women, because it's usually the women complaining about being single mothers. But now if men come complaining about being single fathers, you did that. That's how that thing works. The reason that tool works so effectively against women is because men aren't running around complaining about who they have a child by and being a single parent mom. The person who's doing the complaining, we hold you to the torch and we say that you had a child by that person. And it's applicable to men and women. It's just so happened that men don't typically, go that route of illogical argument. I appreciate you guys rocking out with us. If you have not subscribed to the show, subscribe to the show. If you want to see all of the 4 to 5 hour interviews that we've done over 4 years, become a member. $2.99 a month, and you get access to close to 1,000 full-length shows and interviews that other people aren't getting to see. So listen, I rock out with all you guys. Make sure that you have a happy weekend, and you know what it is. If we are nothing else, we're out of here.